Okay. So we still have 2 more Dereks. Let's see if we can get through them to... No. And then summer ended. Without Derek. There was no denying it. Today was the very last day of summer. Tomorrow you were heading to class. Am I excited to go back? You know what? I don't know. Anxiety gnawed at your stomach? It was a bummer. I guess? No, it was a bummer. I don't want to go back to school. I'm dumb. I'm not dumb. I'm bummed. I don't want to go back to school. I'm not having fun. Moms, I don't want to go back to school. Summer had been so much fun. When you thought about going back to school, it was with a sense of loss. Soon, you wouldn't be able to choose how your days were spent without the school bell telling you where to be and when. It was with a heavy heart that you chose your outfit for your final day of freedom. Life is going to be different. You had to come to think of summer vacation as the norm. School sucked up the majority of the year, whereas summer vacation was just a respite in the middle. I don't know. Who is the narrator? We're the narrator in this, right? Are we the narrator? Because it's just like, who uses these words? Kids don't use these words. Respite? These are not words of kids. We do. Clearly we've been reading the thesaurus. We just read the thesaurus on our off time. It's your brain. So rather than it being different, it was kind of a return to the normal? What did your normal life really mean? Wait, so then, confirmed, we think in the second person. We think in... Actually, I'd like to know, when you guys... Do you guys have a voice in your head? And how do you refer to yourself? Do you refer to yourself as you or I? Do you think in the first, second, or third person? Those are the thoughts going through your head. If these are the thoughts going through our head, clearly we think of ourselves as a separate person. Fourth, Skylar thinks in the fourth person. Actually, is there a fourth person? Now I'm curious. Now I have to look that up. Excuse me if this is a little loud. Person perspective. Fourth person is a new emerging point of view. It is a group or collective perspective corresponding to we or us. Global top-down perspective. The fourth person functions as a collection of perspectives rather than a single objectivity. Okay, so Skylar is a hive mind. Skylar thinks in the hive mind. That's canon. Skylar is a hive mind. There is no, one Skylar. There is the Skylar. Fourth option? No, she meant fourth person. Skylar thinks in the fourth person. Good to know. So rather than it being different, it was kind of returned to the normal. What'd your normal life really mean? You considered how fondly your moms talked about their summer vacation as kids. You dimly recognized that 1 year pattern of school and summer itself would be over for good. It was hard to imagine. You'd gotten distracted, one arm still out of a sleeve. You pulled it through and put your mind back to the present. You didn't know it existed? Well, this is why we check it up. This is what Google is for. It exists. Good job. Congratulations. Congratulations on creating the fourth perspective. I was gonna say the fourth dimension, but no, that's not it. We already live in 4 dimensions. Time is the 4th dimension. I know things. I'm a science boy. I'm a science bot. Are you multiple rats in a suit like Lynn? Is Skylar multiple rats in a suit? Skylar is bees! Skylar is just bees! No. What is the Skylar? Is Skylar just... Wait, is it like Rick and Morty? Where Skylar is just like some entity that takes over bodies? So the Skylar is just like a bunch of random people that all have their brains connected to each other? That'd be wild. This season had brought about plenty of changes of its own, like Kira's visit, though that too was coming to an end today. Aw. I'm happy you've finally gotten a chance to know her. I think I'm extremely fond of her. You don't really like her. Really? I like her. And also, I'm pretty sure our character likes her. They hang out all the time. He wasn't mean about how you feel about her. Didn't care. Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad we got to know her. She's cool. Skylar has multiple Skylars in a Skylar suit. The Skylar is just made of Skylars. She was interesting to be around. He liked how easy it was to talk to her. Finished dressing, which was good. Cove would be there any moment. He agreed to see his mom off together. Officially, the plan was that he would come over to bring you around his house when she was ready to set off. But you both knew that you'd be heading out for at least a little while beforehand. His visit had troubled Cove when it first happened. It had been a sudden change, thanks to Mr. Holden's infamous tendency to surprise people. But once he was able to adjust, he'd been in pretty good spirits with her around. It was a relief for everyone. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a lot uglier. As soon as I knew that she was going to stay there, I thought that was going to be pretty ugly. The next thought that crossed your mind was, it would only be polite to get the door for Cove. He went downstairs to wait. Don't wait to see Cove. She went downstairs to meet him when he arrived. Yeah, I'm not waiting around for someone. Bounded down the stairs, your hand gliding over the rail. You wanted to make sure you got there first. If you didn't hurry, your moms might answer it. It was only a few minutes later when the doorbell rang. As you chosen to stand beside it to wait for Cove, there was no delay in pulling it open. I just said I'm not waiting around for him. Cove was there, just as you expected. I need to learn pronunciation. Seeing you, he smiled quietly. Hey. Hi, Cove. Come on in. Once he stepped inside, beckoned for him to follow you upstairs. Back up in your room, you sat down on your bed and waited for Cove to settle in as you knew he would. With other guests, you might have offered them a seat, but you and Cove were long past those tentative stages of friendship. Your room was as familiar to him as his own. Watched as Cove sat down in your desk chair, his preferred spot. You rolled it closer to the bed to make it easier to chat, tweaking the angle so it was facing you fully. Once happy with the position, he leaned in towards you, hands held in lap. Don't lean toward me, lean back. Get away from my face. His actions weren't the ones of someone who planned on moving from his spot anytime soon, even though you had an appointment to keep together that day. When is your mom leaving?
Don't worry about it.
We've got some time. She's still got to shower and stuff before she goes. He didn't want me to just keep hanging around while she was doing that. He lifted his head, his gaze drifting out through the window, and chuckled. Can't believe she's already leaving. Just when I'm getting used to her being there every day. He leaned back in the chair, a wry smile tickling his cheeks. He has worm eyebrows? Are you just noticing his eyebrows? Did you just notice his wiggly steak eyebrows? They have mentioned it several times. I think his eyebrows are fun. They're interesting. She'll be back. Time is going by fast. She was here. You bring it up every time. Yes, we've noticed his wiggly eyebrows. Do you want to poke those too? You want to poke those too, Memo? Cocked his head thoughtfully before shrugging. ran a hand through his hair before shaking his head, as if shaking off the topic like a dog whipping off water following the dip in the sea. Cove perched an elbow on the chair's arm, propped his jaw against his curled hand. There was a natural ease to his movements, familiarity from the echoes of all the times before when he'd sat in the same position. This was really a nice summer. Totally. Yeah, totally, bro. Cove still nestled cozily in your chair, smiled at your response. How are your fish doing? Really good. Things in the tank are stable, and everybody looks healthy. That was nice to hear. We learned from Cove how hard it was to maintain an aquarium. George has been busy. Keeps darting between the plants and out again when I walk by, like a game of peekaboo. Aw, he plays with George! Aw! I want to love him and hug him and squeeze him and kiss him and call him George. Or hide and seek. Yeah. Cove idly glanced out the window, gave a resigned sigh. It must also... You think his eyebrows are fake? Everyone's has alopecia. All the eyebrows are glued on. It's gonna be harder to surf, you know, with school and it getting colder out. I don't want to get rusty. I don't know how I'm gonna go without surfing. I like surfing, but I wish it liked me. I don't know. How do I feel about surfing? I think surfing's cool. I don't know how I'm gonna go without surfing now. I want to do it all the time. I love the surfing. Wish I could do it more outside of summer. He gave a light smile, coupled with a shrug as a response. Won't be long until we get our grades for that summer we did. Joe's bangs fluttered as he huffed, sinking in the chair. Not looking forward to that. What? Did you not do well? I think those questions were easy. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Get good. Get good grades, man. Yes, I'm a robot surfer now. Do you think we'll see Miranda around school this year? Oh, I completely forgot about her. That's the birthday girl, right? Pretty sure that was the birthday girl. Probably. Could be in one of our classes again. You hope that you'd see her often. It would be nice to see her again. Yeah, she was fun. A little awkward at first, but she was fun. Yeah, I forgot about her too. 22, Cove. Sudden call from downstairs caught you both unaware. Nearly forgotten the world outside your room. From the guilty look on his face, Cove had done the same. Just had a call. Cove's mom is ready to go. If you're quick, she might keep the mandated motherly smothering to the minimum. No, she won't. She absolutely will not. He doubted that, but it was nice that Mom and Mrs. Pierce had their strange sense of humor in common. Your eyes met Cole's. Wordlessly, you headed downstairs together. Each step on the way there was painfully slow, like he was trying to delay the inevitable. His whole body tensed leaving the house, and Cove froze altogether before you both could cross the street. Oh. The door's open. Dad must be taking her stuff out. He swallowed hard. Gulp? She's really gonna leave. Smiled at him reassuringly. This isn't the last time you'll ever see her. Yeah, she's not going away forever. I know. I got used to having her here. Yeah. It is hard to think of a world where you didn't have both your moms living at home with you. So you couldn't even imagine how hurt Cove must have been feeling knowing his mom was leaving. Yeah. Unless she dies en route home. She might. She seems like she drives recklessly. Cove, this might be the last time you see your mom. Give her a hug. Thought you saw his bottom lip quiver just before he turned his head away from you. We don't have to head over if you don't want to. No, it'll be worse if I miss her leaving. Okay. At that, some of the conflict warring on his face eased a bit. Together, you went across the street and inside his house, finding his parents in the living room, surrounded by his mom's packed things. Hey, kids. Good timing. I just called the taxi.
Hi.
Hi, 22. So glad I get to see you today. It was fabulous getting to know you this summer. I finally got to put a face to the name I've heard so many times. Yup. It's a robot. I'm just a robot. You put a robot face on it. She winked. Cove pouted on cue over the teasing. Look at his face. I'm really happy I got to meet you too. Hope you had a good time visiting. Bye. Get the fuck out. No, I'm just like, bye, leave, get out. No one wants you here. I hope you had a good time visiting. I really did. Thank you. Nodding, Kira turned her attention back to her boys. Patted Cliff on the arm with a warm smile, and then she enveloped Cove in a crushing hug. Crush the boy! Crush the boy with love! Initially, Cove squirmed to break free from her grip, but his mom was unfazed and kept him locked in place. Heartbeats later, he gave in and hugged her back tightly. Can't defeat his mom. His mom is too powerful. He must embrace the love. Ketchup? Ketchup? What ketchup? Steal her wig. Mom, I need something to remember you by. Snatches her wig. I'm keeping this. I might be wearing it. Also, your high-heeled shoes. Don't ask questions.
I'm so glad.
I'm so happy this trip was a success. Cliff looked like he was bursting with pride. Well, not a 100% success, but still a passing grade, I think. Thinking back on everything that happened this summer, started to look sheepish. Cliff scratched the side of his head, and an awkward chuckle escaped Cove. There were ways it could have gone smoother. Still keeping that in mind for the future.
Alright.
Good for you, Cliff. I'll be trying harder to stay more in the loop. Wes's Cove smiled softly at both his parents. He felt relieved seeing how much the whole family had come together since you first met them. Despite any underlying troubles, love was still there. Good for them. After that, it wasn't long before the taxi arrived, rolling up in front of the house in a clear view of an open door. Pierce stood up, smiling sadly.
Well.
Whose ketchup are you dipping into with those nuggets? I'm confused. Where did this ketchup come from? You know what? I'm just gonna take it as you guys being weird. Memo's face ketchup? You guys are being weird. Just gonna take it as you guys being weird. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, that's my ride. Yeah. Matching reply, I got a chuckle out of Kira as you all filed out of the house. Father and son went, tears bags in hand. Clearly I missed the one comic. What am I... Oh, I did miss that. I did miss that comment. Memo, why are you leaking? Listen, sometimes I miss things. I don't know what you want. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best up here. I didn't know I needed to scan the chat every single time. Anyway. Once outside, you spotted your family waiting by the street, and you surprised Derek was also with them. Derek! We can't get away from Derek! He stood uncomfortably, and he waved as soon as you noticed him.
What's up?
Hey, 22. Hi, Cove. When did you get here? Tell me your brothers aren't here. My dad dropped me off just a little bit ago. Thought I could visit one more time before school started.
Sorry.
Picked a busy time. Sorry. Hurt. He didn't even notice. What? What do you want? I notice things. I'm sorry I didn't notice this one thing. You'll be alright, Memo. It's okay. I will notice you after the stream. I will take note of you. Of course I do. Don't say that. Dick couldn't even look at Cove. He nervously kept rolling a pebble with the bottom of his shoe. Why is he acting weird? Why is Derek acting so shy right now?
Sorry.
I wasn't even thinking that your mom would be leaving today. I'm sorry, dude. What? You're not interrupting anything. You're always welcome here. Oh, that was Cove's dad. What? You're not interrupting anything. You're always welcome here. It would have been sad if I didn't get to say goodbye before leaving. I think so too. As a parent, Derek would have preferred to have gotten there at a more opportune moment. He never liked seeming impolite, but their reassuring words soothed his worries. The tension he was holding in his body lessened, and he looked like he was feeling much more like himself. Bye, Derek. It was fun getting to know you. How much time did you guys actually spend together? I feel like the only time they met was when we all went to the mall, and then she just disappeared. Well, it's already getting dealt with. Okay. I'm glad. I'm glad you've dealt with that. Bye, Cove's mom. I'm gonna steal your eyelashes. Why? Memo, do you want eyelashes? Are you taking her eyelashes because you want them? I can just glue on some eyelashes to you if you want. Does that help? Does that make you feel better? Bye, ma'am. Is there anything I can do to help? Nah. Don't worry yourself over that. We're just about to eat. We're just about set. No, we're just about to eat as the taxi's waiting to leave. Gotta put them in your human collection. Why do you have a human collection? Why? Ew. Don't collect human things. They're dirty. You don't know where they've been. This equals 10. In that short amount of time, Clef had gathered and packed the bags into the trunk. Kira took one last look at everyone and sighed. Alright, I don't want to keep the driver waiting. It's time to head out. The little crowd that had formed around started their chorus of farewells and well wishes traveling. Kira still made no move to get into the taxi. She placed her attention on Cove. It's next to your bug collection. I approve of the bug collection. Those are cool. The human collection... gross. I'll call when I get to an airport and when I make it to Nevada. Also, you better call the moment you walk in the door to at home. Otherwise, we'll be wondering all night if you got in trouble on the way there.
Can do.
I can do that. And could you call tomorrow too? So I can tell you how school went? Of course. I want to hear all about it. Kira put her hand on Cove's head and affectionately ruffled his hair one last time. She then let go, going to move on to squeezing his cheeks in the other hand instead. Aww. Mom!
Cove.
I love you so much, baby. Aw, they're cute. They're adorable. I love how embarrassed he gets. She was chuckling by the time she freed him and rounded things off with a small tap to the tip of his nose. Cove rubbed his face with a grin. Poor taxi driver. Going through this all the time. You know what? He's probably just like, listen, meter's still running. Not my problem. I don't really care. This is just gonna cost you money. Finally, she walked to the car while waving, took her seat in the taxi. Cliff hooked an arm around Cove's shoulder, kept him close as it began to pull away. For a moment, Cove looked up at his dad, and then wrapped an arm across his back.
Bye.
Bye, Mom. Bye. Travel safe. Kira rolled down the window, stuck her head out of it. She waved again, while blowing kisses at Cove and Cliff. See you again. While she was out of sight, you decided to call out with your family and hers. Sure. We'll give her a nice goodbye. As you added your voice to the others, you watched Kira's smile grow larger. The cab turned down another road and completely disappeared from view. Cove let go of his dad and took a few steps out into the empty street, still looking in the direction his mom went. He smiled quietly, deep in thought. He got the impression Cove was feeling better than he was earlier. He was finally content with the way things were. You jumped a bit when your mom put a hand on your shoulder. Dad, Mom! Hi! Maybe because... Oh my god, Umi, hi! Shit! Ugh. Both yanderes just scaring the shit out of me at the same time. Mother, please. Please don't scare me like that. You know your face scares the shit out of me. I always think you're going to murder me. You jumped a bit when your mom put a hand on your shoulder, pulling you away from your thoughts. You smiled when you looked at her. Umi isn't a yandere, but she is always scaring the shit out of me. This was a great vacation, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I agree. It was nice. She's just scary in a general sense. Yes, I agree. She is generally frightening. That's what I was hoping to hear. Cove walked back over to the group, still genuinely happy. Derek grinned at him welcomingly, and everyone else there smiled at him, even Elizabeth.
Well?
Well. Ma clapped her hands together, bringing everyone's attention back to the present. It's almost lunchtime. I think I'll put something special together. Her eyes sparkled with a plan, and Mom smiled. I bet you could use some help with that. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Derek glanced between the two, his eyebrows furrowed. Is there something I could do? Your moms exchanged a fond expression. Ma shook her head. Aw,
How sweet.
that's very sweet, Derek, but it's alright. The man cannot not help. He just has to be, like, helpful. Like, dude, you're like 12. Go sit down. Go sit down and play with your friends. It's not your job. Technically, your dad left under Cliff's watch. You meant to be taking care of him, not doing chores for the neighbors. Yeah, Derek. Stop doing everyone's chores. Mom laughed a little over her own joke. He watched Derek look away, discouraged.
It's okay.
It's okay. I don't mind. He was a little bashful about it. He wondered if Mom's joke had just reminded him that he wasn't initially meant to be invited to lunch. It was getting a little awkward. Mom grinned sympathetically. Comment was meant to lighten the mood, not bring it back down. Ma tried again to get things moving forward. Looks like peanut butter? Why is it sharp? Why is your peanut butter jagged? Why does your peanut butter have spikes, Memo? Why don't you kids go have fun? You all can come back about an hour. We'll make enough for everyone. Mom nodded in agreement.
Sounds good.
Another stunning idea, Lanny. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That sounds like a plan, then. I don't want to cramp your style. I've got some stuff to work on, so I can be out of your hair this afternoon. You should come by later, too. No reason you shouldn't be the odd man out. Mom seemed amused as Cliff rubbed his neck nervously. He grinned, a wavering but pleased smile.
Thanks very much.
I appreciate the invite. No, that is not how peanut butter is supposed to be. Peanut butter should not be spiky. Peanut butter should not look like an anime protagonist. What's wrong with spiked peanut butter? Skylar, I think you're talking about a different thing. Spiked peanut butter and spiky peanut butter sound like two different things. Memo, I think if your peanut butter is going Super Saiyan, you might want to return it. Might want to return it and get a new one. He looked over at the assembled crowd with knowing glances. I can help too. As many people as you're feeding, it's going to be a lot of food. Didn't you hear what we told Derek? It wouldn't be fair to make you cook when we're the ones inviting you in. God. Can everyone just be guests? Can everyone stop being so goddamn helpful? Ma raised an eyebrow when Cliff waved it off.
Come on.
I insist. Derek would be missing time with his pals. This would be a break for me. I'm quite the chef. Mom exchanged further glances before Mom shrugged. God! They just want to go flirt with each other while cooking. Everyone leave them alone. Leave them be to go flirt. I thought it was weird humans would eat something that could cut metal. Yeah, Memo, they don't normally do that. The only thing I know that could actually, like, bring harm to them that they eat is Captain Crunch. But I understand. You eat through the pain. That stuff is delicious. Love Captain Crunch. It even scratches my mouth. I don't know what it's made of. I think it's made of glass. But it's so delicious, I don't care.
True.
An airtight argument. If you're sure, we'll be happy to have you, Chef Cliff. Cliff's grin widened and seemed more hyped than you'd expect him to be about helping with lunch. Cove shook his head, a fond smile on his face. Then all us grown-up people will be heading inside. I assume the rest of you kiddos are staying out? Maybe not all of them. Ma tilted her head. Silent question for Elizabeth. Sister thought for a moment. Do I want to hang out with the children?
Alright.
I'll stay with the kids.
That's fantastic.
That's great. They said 2 different things. Which is it? What's canon? I need to know. This is very important. Did you say that's great? Or did you say that's fantastic? I don't know if I can move forward without knowing what the real answer is. I need the canon answer. Both your moms smiled at her, while Derek and Cove didn't seem to appreciate her phrasing. But with the plan decided, all 3 parents waved and headed for your house. It was just you teenagers now. Elizabeth looked at you and the others, curious expression on her face. I would love if she's just like, Elizabeth looked at you, and then walked away. Not hanging out with you guys. You guys suck. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. Do you believe what you hear or what you see? First off, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything. I believe everyone is lying to me at all times. Yup. Everyone is lying to me at all times. Nothing is true. That is what I believe. I may or may not have trust issues. So, what now? Suddenly wondered if Elizabeth only stayed out with you to avoid getting roped into work. Then again, could just genuinely want to hang out. You couldn't tell with your sister. Cole spoke up after no one else did to answer Elizabeth's question. Want to go down to Shopping Street? It's been a while, and I don't think there's a lot other things we could agree on. Yeah, sure. Oh my god. An Elizabeth smile? Well now. I feel special. Elizabeth smiled. This is a rare sight. Skylar, you think my streams suck? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. The human memory can't be trusted. Because he doesn't trust anyone? No. I trust no one. Trust no one. At any time. Expects me to lie. I told the truth because he expects me to lie. Which means if I tell the truth, he'll expect me to lie. Or maybe he thought I'd lie, so he expected the truth. I'm confused. I confuse myself now. Why is everyone playing 4D chess with me? You gotta live up to expectations. This is what I expect from you. This is what I expect from all of you, Skylar. All your entire hive mind. You never disappoint. Let's play chess? I don't know if I want to play chess with you. It makes me feel bad. Yes. So, I played chess with Memo once. Memo doesn't really know how to play chess. And, so I didn't take it too seriously, but then they almost beat me. Then, like, halfway through the game, I realized I was losing, and I'm just like, oh, shit. How did this happen? How did I get here? Damn it. It's okay. I still won. I'm still the champion of the people who don't know how to play.
Awesome.
Sounds awesome to me. Unlike you guys, I haven't been there 1,001 times. It's new to me. Let's do it! Let's go! We strolled across the road as a group, down to the beach. and then to the left. It took less than 15 minutes to arrive. One of the conveniences was Sunset Bird. Four of you looked around at the familiar shops, trying to see if anything caught your attention this time. Derek was most enthusiastic. Checked out every stall with his eyes wide in wonder. Elizabeth and Cove were in good spirits as well. Huh, this is rare. That's so cool. Cove and Elizabeth getting along. That's so weird. They're not fighting. I don't know how to handle this. Ran over to a street magician who was currently doing a card trick for a group of enchanted tourists. Is this the amazing Alexander? Derek clapped when the magician showed a middle-aged man his card. Derek turned back to the group with a curious gleam on his face. What does it take to reform here anyway? You have to ask somebody? Or do you just show up and start doing stuff? Who would you even ask? It's a public street. Hey, Mrs. Mayor. Can I pull a rabbit out of my hat, please? Flopsy is well behaved, I promise. I actually love that. Elizabeth, you are the most sarcastic person ever, and I love it. Please don't ever change. Derek chuckled, his eyes searching up and down the scene.
Maybe?
Maybe there's a boss of the shopping street? No one does any of this around my neighborhood. Just regular stores behind walls. It's different if someone wants a real store, but here I'm pretty sure people are just putting on their little shows whenever they want and do whatever. That's so neat. Would we be allowed to do something too? Burt bacon? Burt bacon? Like, Ernie ate Burt's bacon? What happened? I'm confused, Memo. What are you saying? Cove laughed and Derek began. Burnt? Did you burn your bacon? Did you burn your bacon, Memo? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Burt bacon. Nope, it's Burt bacon now. We made Burt bacon. I'm not wondering how that tastes. It sounds disgusting. Cove laughed and Derek began, almost vibrating with excitement. Elizabeth rolled her eyes. What would we do? Well, I don't know what. Not yet. I mean, I just found out it's a possibility, you know? But there's gotta be something. We know cool stuff. Sure, if we think about it, we could plan a show that'd really get a crowd pumped. Thought it was a great idea. Want to be a part of it. I mean, we did put on a talent show. I have experience doing talent shows. Felt he could try this idea on his own. Thought Derek needed to abandon bad idea. Stat. Nah, let's do it. Put on a show. I'm in. Maybe we can get some change. Woo!
Nice.
I knew I could count on you. Now we just need the act. It'll come to us. Right. Some amusement, the gang continued to pursue the stalls. Elizabeth found some earrings with a dangling, badly misprinted globe that everyone laughed at. Am I talented? Good question. That doesn't have an answer. Cove picked out a blob as Iceland, but Derek thought it had to be Greenland. You know, there's a world with what looks like 9 continents. I think you're both wrong. Want to side with Cove? You backed up Derek. You agreed with your sister. No, it's Australia! No, you're holding it upside down. I'm very talented with a Sharpie. I make the best face graffiti ever. The other 3 giggled at your interjection. Suddenly, Cove froze, stared at him, then tried to see what caught his attention. Saw a familiar face down the way. No, it made sense. It's Weevil, isn't it? Oh god, it's Weevil. Between the crowds, his bright hair stood out like a neon green bowl in a kitchen sink. It was Weevil. Weevil slowly drifted his eyes down the street, and his eyes widened. Mutual recognition. He definitely noticed you. Derek frowned. Cove tensed up. Couldn't help but remember the last time you'd seen Weevil at Miranda's birthday party. No wonder Cove was already defensive. Stood there, shocked. Glared at Weevil. You waved at Weevil? Decided to smile at Weevil. No. I don't like Weevil. No, we don't like Weevil. I'm done. He's just very mean-spirited. Your arrow-eyed and projected your dislike. Elizabeth raised an eyebrow. Her gaze swept over Weevil without a hint of a clue. Weevil simply scoffed to himself and waded deeper into the crowd of people. Derek relaxed and exhaled loudly. Oh, good. We don't have to deal with him. Glad he's not going to start anything. He peeked over at Elizabeth with the tiny smirk. See? That was the mean kid.
What?
Huh? She still didn't get it. That first summer day hadn't made nearly as much of an impression on her as it did for Derek. But he smiled and waved it off. Just forget about him. I already have. He doesn't exist in my mind. Kill the bowl cut. No. He's the only one with real hair. And he chose a bowl cut. What a fucking loser. He laughed. Cole smiled lightly. Seemed in a much better mood now that Weevil was gone. Your eyes wandered over where Weevil disappeared. You hadn't forgotten the day you met him either. He kept challenging us to a children's card game. He was only going to be in town for vacation with his parents he hated. That glimpse was probably just the last time you would ever see him. Thank God. Oh my God, Weevil has real hair. Of course, the one person with real hair. And he chooses the worst haircut. That would be amazing. You mentioned that realization to everyone. No. We're done. Weevil's probably gone for good now. It's time for him to go back to wherever he's from. Yeah, because we won't have to worry about that guy anymore. Derek kicked a little rock in the road, clattered forward, and then rolled under a stall. But I still think it's kind of sad Weevil turned out to be, well, like he is. It would have been nice to make another friend. No, we got enough friends. We're good. We absolutely do not need him. Cove shook his head. He was clearly not broken up over what might have been. Good riddance. Might want to see him again. No. Maybe he'll become nicer in the future? Maybe? Probably not. But nah. I'm good with him gone. Elizabeth rolled her eyes at the strange farewell to the odd boy, not interested in the slightest. Clearly didn't understand his impact, and at this point, she didn't want to understand. Weevil was unlike anyone you had ever met. No, he's like Cove, but meaner. Thought he was horrible. I thought he was weird. I thought he was stupid. No, he is pitiful. I'll give him that. He was kind of pitiful. You and the group moved on from the stall, and from Weevil. It didn't take long for everyone to return to the joking. You all enjoyed what little time you had left. As Elizabeth mentioned, the hour was almost up. We only got an hour? We only had an hour? Didn't it take a while to walk here? A little trip had flown by. The lunch must have been waiting for you now. Derek bounced on the balls of his feet.
Okay.
Come on, guys. Let's get going so we can eat. Starving. If you have to. Phew. Had enough walking around. Homebound, here we go! That felt so random. I love it. Cove stretched one of his arms lazily. How's he like Cove? Just has the same color of hair. He just like was miserable when he got here. Just like Cove. When they got here, they were just miserable. Jeremy's just really mean about it. They both hate everything. But Cove's different now. Jeremy's like Cove when he first got here as a kid. Let's go then. You looked at him appraisingly. You asked Cove to carry you back to the house. Please, carry me. I'm so tired. Hey, Cove? Yeah? Could you carry me back home? What? Who's Jeremy? Oh. That's my nickname for Weevil. That's his nickname. Cove's smile said he was amused, while the tilt of his eyebrows was full of disbelief. Explained you wanted a piggyback ride. Didn't want to walk back. You told him it was a special occasion. Yeah, this is special. I think it's special transportation makes sense on such a big day. Cove sighed, shook his head. Elizabeth and Derek came the chorus of laughter. Come on, Cove. It'll be fun. Alright. Cove stepped over to you. It looked like you couldn't believe what he was doing. It's quirked into a large smile. He's actually doing it! Yay! Ah, yeah! Thanks! Carefully crouched down in front of you so that you could climb on. It wasn't hard to hop on. Slipped his arms under your legs and did his best to lift you. It was wobbly, but he managed all the way up. Yeah! Falcor! Let's go! We're going for a ride, guys! Elizabeth watched with a smirk on her face while Derek laughed even harder. It was fair to say that your antics were entertaining. You were glad Cove went with it. Cove carried you home, contentedly. Other than a few good-natured jokes at your expense, he didn't complain. I'm glad he's strong enough to carry us all the way home. He made it all the way back to your house without putting you down. It would have been funny if Cove carried Derek instead. That would have been like, no, you don't get a piggyback ride. I'm giving one to Derek. Screw you. It was a pleasant walk home, and in no time, you had made it back. Derek got the front door and held it open for everyone as you each moseyed inside. As you all moseyed inside. The three parents were still in the kitchen. They looked up and waved. Welcome back, everyone. You made it just in time.
Hey.
I hope you're hungry. When Cove had brought you inside, parents couldn't help but notice the odd conveyance. Your moms were unsure. Mr. Holden raised an eyebrow.
Everything okay?
Did you pull something, 22? I'm okay. Oh, Cove, you've gotten so strong.
Good kid.
And reliable, too. What a guy. Cove rolled his eyes at the commentary, started walking to your couch, bent down and let yourself plop back on the couch. His knees were aching. Thanks for the lift. Cove exhaled loudly, shook his arms. Just seemed relieved that he made it. So, did anyone have a nice time out? He gestured for people to take a seat at the table. Plates and silverware have already been placed out. Took your normal seat. Elizabeth sat across from you. Derek took the seat to your left. Cove sat on your right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a great time. It was fine. Cove shrugged, not wanting to say more than that. What do you mean it was fine? What do you mean shrug? Everyone had fun. Except for Weevil. Except for when Weevil showed up. But everything else, everyone was laughing. So shush. I really liked it. Yeah, the bank heist went off without a hitch. Your joke got some chuckles going around the table. Cove got to carry us. I'm sure he had the time of his life. That's good in my book. Casually, Mr. Holden sat in the empty seat across from Cove, smiled at you and all the other kids. Mom set down a platter full of water glasses at the table, looked down at the gathering. Bots be heavy. I mean, I'm not that heavy. I'm only like 350 pounds. I'm light for a robot. Skylar, don't make me self-conscious about my weight. It's a good thing we have 8 chairs. I can't remember the last time we've had a group this big over for a meal. Can you pass the drinks down to the other side? Make sure you all get one. Sure. Those close to the cups obliged and started offering waters around. As everything got set up, Ma chided Elizabeth to take over. Let me start over. There's a lot of words that don't make sense. As everything got set up, Ma chided Elizabeth to take her elbows off the table.
Now.
And you shouldn't slouch. Pointing to Mr. Holden, who was leaning forward with both arms on the table. Oops. Mr. Holden seemed unsure about all the sudden attention, carefully rearranged his posture, something suitable for a fancy dinner. Smiled sheepishly at Ma. Elizabeth rolled her eyes. Ma gave a level look at her. Isn't that heavy? I fly him around sometimes. Yeah, exactly. I'm not that heavy. If Memo can fly me around with their little copter, I'm good. I'm light. I'm light as a feather. Light on my feet. Shouldn't be impolite to a guest in the house either. Elizabeth groaned, long and long-suffering. Ma giggled. Mr. Holden chuckled.
Not
A lot of you could learn a thing or two from Derek. He has the best manners here. Derek blushed, but it was true. His posture was upright and formal. He even held his fork gracefully. Oh, that boy be so graceful. His table manners, on top of all of his attempts to aid your parents, made him the model of a meal attendee behavior.
Aw.
It's nothing. It's true, though. You've been on Lovely Cast. I've noticed that, too. It's always nice when you stay over Derek. Derek smiled and sat a little taller in his chair. And do you have anything good to say about our other guests? He looked deliberately at Cove with a teasing smirk. Or is there just nothing to say? Well, Cove is my number one, but he does still clean his hands by wiping them on his pants. Way to call him out. Cove frowned at that and absentmindedly brushed his hands on his pant legs. Your mom's laughed lightedly.
There.
Elizabeth, you should know, after all these years, Cove is hardly a guest anymore. Cove smiled awkwardly. Aw, thanks. Manners schmanners. Who cares? I don't think it's that big of a deal. Teased Cove for his bad habit. Joke. He was basically an adult? Nah. Manners schmanners. Who needs manners? Let's all just, be feral. We should just have an entire table full of feral beasts. Table manners are dumb. The only reason they exist is because the tables used to be extremely packed. Wait, is that why we have table manners? Is that a thing? Did I just learn something new? Oh my god, I learned a thing. I have to look that up later. Don't think I'm not seeing your elbows where they shouldn't be, 22. Listen, why can't I rest while I eat? Why is that so bad? Everyone ate their meal together and continued to hang out for the afternoon. After the food, me and the others played a couple games, talked about plans for the upcoming year. Time passed by quickly, and soon it was time to part ways. Mr. Holden talked to your moms, and Cove drifted over to you, knowing that as soon as his dad finished up, he would be leaving. It'd be cool to stay, but we have some stuff to do before everything closes today.
Okay.
Yeah, bye. Could you move? I need the phone. Cove raised an eyebrow, and Elizabeth impatiently gestured behind him. Cove realized he was standing right in front of where the receiver was placed. He sidestepped out of the way, shook his head, clearly thinking Elizabeth was rushing too much. Sister made a beeline for the phone and started dialing the number of what you figured was one of her friends. Knowing Elizabeth, she was going to be on there for a while. You, Cove, and Derek shuffled closer to the door. It seemed like Mr. Holden was wrapping up his conversation. Everyone started saying their various farewells.
Talk to you later.
See you later, Cove. Gotta do this again sometime. Yeah, see you. Cove turned to you and smiled lightly. Bye, 22. Yeah, Cove, goodbye. Pat Cove in the back. Sure. I'll nudge his shoulder. You elbowed Cove's shoulder playfully. I'll see you later. Probably. Cove poked your shoulder in turn. Don't poke me, how dare. Seriously, dude. We'll have to hang out later. I'm gonna miss you during school. Punched Cove's arm softly. Cove still rode the spot afterwards. Cove and his dad left soon after that. Parents started cleaning up the house. Elizabeth was still chatting to her friends on the phone. Just you and Derek left. He elected to stay outside in front of the house to wait for his dad to pick him up. He decided to keep your guest company, although he was originally Cove's visitor. A light summer breeze blew through your hair, and Derek shifted his weight from foot to foot. Thanks for waiting with me. Kicked at the ground, distractedly.
Well,
That's still gonna be a while, so you wanna go for a walk? Sure, I don't mind. More Derek time! Yay! This is exactly what we were trying to avoid. I love how this is exactly what we were trying to avoid. Well, at least there's no kids. We are here without the children, so shouldn't be too bad. Two of you walk down the street again, just wondering without a destination planned. It was a quiet stroll, too quiet for Derek being the company. Turned to him when you had noticed that he wasn't saying a word. That was unusual. Derek always had something he could chat about. You weren't sure if you should ask about it. Stuck with Derek because they're dead? Oh, no. Who murdered... Skylar, what did you do? What did you do to the children? I approve. Somehow you ended up at the old park near the beach. You glanced over to Derek once more, still expecting him to say something any second now. However, nothing came from him. In fact, now you noticed a frown creeping on his face. Dick smiled when he realized you were watching. At least his mouth was turned up. There wasn't anything that really felt happy in his expression. What's up with you, kid? Turned away, and the smile fell off his face. His eyes stared intently at the ground. He raised an eyebrow. What is going on? Is everything okay? You want to talk about something? I'm here. I'm here for you, dude. I'm a little sad. Sad? Because summer's over? It's just school's starting back up again. It's gonna be harder to visit. I'm gonna have homework and clubs, practices, and everything else.
Sucks.
It really sucks. You have to go to different schools. Oh, I didn't know we were in different schools. That does suck. Face screwed up and his fists were closed tightly together. This was really concerning him. What if we don't have time? Channeled some optimism into the conversation. Yeah, it's okay. We'll make time. We can talk over the phone and have plans for the weekends. It'll be okay. Derek stopped being in love with 22. I mean, he can't help his feelings. He's only human. He can't do anything with his feelings. We're totally gonna reject him. We're totally gonna reject him, and he's gonna be heartbroken, but, you know, I don't blame him for having feelings. I just can't wait to crush him. I can't wait to crush his dreams. Only if you stop first, Memo. Everyone stop loving the bot. No one gets to love the bot. We'll make time. We can talk over the phone and have plans for the weekends. It'll be okay. Derek looked up at the sky. It was orange and purple, with little wisps of clouds scattered around. The plane flew high with a jet stream trailing behind it. Then he turned to the ground again. Derek's face was tilted far enough down, it was harder to read his expression. Hey, 22? I actually wanted to talk to you about something, if you don't mind. Sure, what's up? There was a pause, and waited for him to finish his thought.
Sorry.
I was just kind of wondering, do you like guys at all? Like, would you ever want to be with someone who was a boy? Sorry if that was weird to ask. Is he finally confessing? I'm going to actually crush him. I don't want to talk about that. Didn't answer him. I don't know. I don't want to be with anyone. Why isn't that an answer? I don't want to be with anyone. Didn't answer him. I guess I don't want to be with a guy? I didn't answer him. I don't know. I don't know how to tell him that I don't want to be with anyone. Huh. How do I answer this? Do the first one? Alright, I will do the first one. Yeah.
I get it.
It's cool. I get it. Rick smiled at you. This time it was a true smile. Thanks for answering such a random question, 22. I mean, yeah, but I guess those would kind of be the same answer. I don't want to be with a guy. I don't want to be with a girl either. I don't want to be with anyone. Can we just not? Can we just not date in the dating sim? That'd be great. It's okay. I hope we'll always be friends, no matter what. And of course, even if we don't see each other for a long time, or if we get really busy, I still hope he cut himself off and met your eyes. There's something serious to him. Sincerely worried that you'd fall out of friendship. I hope so too. I want us to be friends forever. We're always going to be friends. We are always going to be friends. Stop it. Derek smiled, mostly to himself. seems a little more like the usual. His eyes look like grapes? Then for sure, you have to make the most of next year. And the year after that, and the year after that. He rambled on for a while about things. Oh, his eyes... You know what? They actually look like the melons. His eyes look like melons. We'll just make the most of every year. Right. You smiled. Felt like your friendship was still strong. You didn't spend much longer at the park after that. Derek didn't want to miss his dad. They both made your way back to your street. Derek found all kinds of fun things to talk about as you walked side by side back to your street. Then he plopped down on the curb outside your house, hugging your arms around your legs. His voice was comforting. You were grateful that Derek was keeping you both distracted from the inevitable. For a little while longer, it was still summer vacation. For a little while. For the next few hours, we have hours until school starts. You're gonna steal his eyes? Memo, why do you keep stealing people's eyes? You can't just go around stealing eyes. It's rude. Not everyone has spares. Not everyone can afford spare eyes. For the jaws. For the collection. For the eye collection. Fine. Memo, you can have one eye. Remember, not everyone can just replace their eyes. Listen while he excitedly told you all about the new action movie coming out in a few months. And then, watch his brow pinch as he described the new ball tricks he'd been working on perfecting. It was easy to laugh along to his tales. You enjoyed the shine on his green eyes, most when the conversation shifted to funny stories about his little brothers. It was almost hard. That's why he's winking, because Memo plucked out an eye. It was almost hard to believe that much time had passed at all when a couple of short honks ran out in the neighborhood. Snickering, Derek scratched the back of his neck. Dad's here. He looked up in the street and spied a van coming around the corner. Ms. Suarez cheerily waved her arm out the window from the shotgun seat. Oh, and Mom too. Guess we know what that means. Oh no! Why? Derek's back! Derek rose to his feet and brushed some dirt off his pants. Followed his lead as the car rolled to a stop in front of your house. The van's side door slowly, laboriously opened. We tried to get away from this! We tried our best to stay away from all this, and on the inside was George with a victoriously wide grin as he tugged the heavy door open the rest of the way so Derek had a way in.
Hi.
Hi! Nicholas was there too. You ran well before you saw him. We're here! Looking past George, you found Nicholas bouncing against his straps in full force. Thanks for coming, guys. Hey, boys. Nice seeing you. Holding on to the sides of the open door, Dick leaned in the car, gave Nicholas a moment of one-on-one attention. You could hear the kids giggle over everything else. Faintly, you could hear that a conversation was happening between Derek's parents. He couldn't make out a single word. And before he could do anything with that thought, Derek glanced over his shoulder. Paused and held your gaze softly. And then, Derek let go of the car, stand back on the front of you one last time. I gotta go. Well, you know that, but bye. It was really cool hanging out today, and this summer. Not even his usual cheery enthusiasm could keep his sadness away this time. His voice grew quieter, and he scuffed a foot on the pavement.
We had a good summer break, huh?
But it had to end sometime. Yeah, some point. Yeah, it was the best summer too. The confidence and sincerity in your voice lifted his mood. He put his hands on his hips and beamed. It was. He hugged him a goodbye. You get a shoulder pat. He let out a light-hearted laugh at your gesture. I'm glad to hear it. There you go. I hope you feel better, little guy. I'll see you later. Absolutely. But the time had finally come, and Derek hopped up onto the cabin of the van. George and Nicholas waved at you from their seats. The adults shouted their goodbyes next from the front, laughed at their muffled voices. Mrs. Suarez leaned out of her window. I wonder if they asked him about whether or not he confessed. Just like, so, kid, did you go through with it? Did you finally tell the robot how you felt? Are you guys finally getting married?
Have a good one.
We realized you probably couldn't hear us. Mr. Suarez and I just wanted to say goodbye, 22. Yes, goodbye. Derek's dad leaned over to his wife and gave farewells. Bye. Thanks for the fun summer. Bye, guys. Turned to George and Nicholas, because it really wouldn't have been the same without them. Of the two, George seemed to be the one listening, and you watched his stunned look melt into a warm one. Take care, 22. Then Derek closed the door for George this time, moved to the massive door with much more ease. After that, the car moved further down the street before flipping around to drive up the hill and out of the neighborhood. See you never! Next time I see you, leave the kids at home. You remained rooted there in the curb, watched the Suarez family drive away. You were relieved you got a chance to see the whole family again. But they were gone, and you were left to your own devices. Pivoting around, you made your way inside. Now that it was quiet, you yawned and decided that it was a good time to settle in for the night. We just finished saying how we hope we're going to stay friends forever. And I hope I never see him again. Stretching your arms over your head, you noticed that the living room and the phone happened to be free. You took it easy. Oh yeah, let's call Lee. You picked up the receiver and quickly punched in a familiar number while going to take a seat on the couch. Sure enough, after explaining the situation to the housekeeper, Lee answered, "They have a housekeeper? Damn. It's called You Lied." I am a liar. I don't know what you want from me. I lied to the poor boy. Hey! Hi, Lee. Can you talk? Definitely. Practically have to. My gosh, can you believe it's almost time for school to start? What happened to our summer? School starts first thing tomorrow for me. Ew. I thought starting next week was bad enough. Enjoy your last week. Oh, I will. Hope you'll survive your first day. Me too. You had a good year. Ditto. At least the summer was nice while it lasted, right? We were busy. Yeah. Fondly, thought about all the best memories you made this summer. He was there for some, but there were still many you hadn't filled her in on yet. Reminisce about the moment of your summer. Yeah. You began to speak about... Oh. Miranda's birthday party. We went to a Cove to a birthday party. It was for a classmate we had, Miranda. Ooh, birthday parties are always fun. There was a bounce house, games, cake, ice cream. He knows how to throw a party. Jeremy appeared out of nowhere. Ugh, Jeremy. Oh, Weevil. Weevil? Wait, he was that mean new kid, right? Uh-huh. What bothered me to do with him? I stood up against him. Yeah, totally. I went up to Weevil and said, "Shut up." That's what I'm talking about. Outburst had you grinning, thinking back to the memory. Felt pretty good. Reminisce about the moment of your summer. And to speak about? You had to go to the library, and you went to Cove's house for dinner. Oh, that. Terrible hot afternoon. Yeah, we'll talk about the trauma we made that boy go through. Didn't beat him up like we should have. Violence is not the answer. It is, however, always an option. One night, Cole's parents invited me over for dinner at their house for the first time. They sold and made Mexican food. I got to name one of Cole's pet fish. What'd you pick? George, of course. The best name. Wow. Why hasn't Cove asked me to name one of his fish? He has a bunch of, right? That had you bursting into laughter. Almost accidentally dropped the phone. She giggled in return. It's your favorite answer? Violence is your favorite answer. It would be, wouldn't it, Memo? Moved on to talk about her. What was your big highlight of the summer, Lee? Talking to you was always the best part of my summer. Aww. You dork. Even though it was a phone call, just knew that Lee was winking at you. He laughed. I'm glad you picked the right answer. Yeah, that was the right answer. You are now in my good graces. Dad had Lee laughing hard for a few moments. Alright, okay. So, high point for me was when I took that trip with my parents to Europe. It was amazing. You went to Europe? Damn, makes our adventures look small. Like we did nothing. You and Lee continued to go over your adventures until you both were yawning to each other over the phone. At that, you decided it was time to say goodbye for now. You did have the school to wake up for in the morning. Bye, Lee.
Bye.
Night, 22. Talk to you later. Left the phone on the side table for now. She's rich, clearly. Looking at the clock on the wall, saw that there was only about 10 minutes until your moms would be insisting you had to go to bed so you could be rested enough for school. Let's rob her parents. That's our cousin! You can't just go robbing our cousin. We have to plan it out so we don't get caught. Otherwise, what are we gonna do if, you know, Thanksgiving comes and they're across from us at the table? It's gonna be so awkward. Are we rich? I don't think we're rich. Do you have a housekeeper? No, Lee's family has a housekeeper. We don't. Mom's the housekeeper. Mom and Ma are the housekeepers. We're not rich. Looking at the clock on the wall, you saw that there was only about 10 minutes until your moms would be insisting you had to go to bed so you could be rested enough for school. You stretched your legs out on the couch and sighed in defeat, watching the minute hand change 1 minute closer to bedtime. The house is nice. I'll agree. We have a nice house. We're probably middle class. Let's rob everyone's parents. Want to rob everyone? Okay, so like once a day, or are we just going one night and just going house to house robbing everyone? Because I'm down. I'm down to rob everyone. It would be funny. Actually, we should rob ourselves too. This way we don't get caught. If we rob ourselves, then everyone will have gotten robbed and no one will suspect us. When the surprise faded... Wait, did I miss something? You arranged yourself, feeling restless, looked out the window. Startled initially, you spotted a figure out in the hills. It was Cove. When the surprise faded, you realized it really wasn't that much of a shock at all. It's exactly something Cove would do. Yeah, so they don't notice that quickly. You have to do what the Grinch did. Yes! We're gonna be the robots that stole Christmas. Went outside to meet up with him. Of course I have to go see him. Of course I have to go see what he's up to. No, Twitch kicked me out. No! Why would Twitch kick you out? How dare they? I'm gonna go talk to Twitch's manager. Twitch is a hater. Sprinting, reached out the front door in record time. You didn't think you'd see Cove again that day. You had to go to him. Ooh, pretty fireflies. When you arrived, you noticed how many fireflies were out that night. They drifted along lazily, barely minding your presence as you waited to reach the top of the hill. Cove turned toward you as you approached. You noticed right away that Cove looked happy to see you. Hey. You had a bounce in your step. You weren't sure how long you'd get before your moms roped you back inside for bed. Hey, what are you doing out here?
Nothing.
Nothing really. He shrugged, seeming unhappy with his own answer. Stared at him, waiting for him to continue. Well, I guess I was feeling kind of weird about stuff. I'm getting some fresh air before bed. I know how you feel. Yeah. It's hard to stay still. Tomorrow is going to be the start of a new year. In the mention of school, a small noise escaped him. Cove let himself fall back to his butt and then all the way down. So he was laying on his back. Looked up at the sky. Lay down yourself. Yeah, let's lay down. Let's take a nap in the grass. Actually, I really like taking a nap in the grass. It's just a nice time. I usually do it in the sun, but this is fun too, with the fireflies all around. Lowered yourself to lay back on the hill. You had been lost in thought. was possibly waiting for you to situate yourself. You started speaking unprompted again. Thanks for telling me about my dad, and the money he offered you to be my friend. This was probably the last thing you were expecting out of him. Yeah, I thought that was over with. Cove seemed to pick up on that and stretch his arm out right in front of him.
I mean...
This is where we met, remember? It happened that day. Hope you get bugged. No! I don't need bugs in my system. Fucking rude. Rude memo. I could recall this sad little boy who, with a pink gas, who you found in this very spot. Felt like a lifetime ago. And this is why we title our streams Sad Boy Dating Sim. I kind of have a strange feeling looking at you. Not in a bad way. Just thinking about you when really seeing you now. It's something. The hell does that mean? What do you mean by that, sir? It's almost unbelievable how much of an impact he made on your life just by moving in next door. Couldn't even imagine what your days might have looked like in a world where you hadn't met him. Ew, now he's in love. Ew! Gross. Now we have to reject 2 boys at the same time? Ugh, it's such a long day. God, what's next? Cove glanced back at you, waiting for a response. He had no idea what to say. Then, still a word from you. Cove shook his head strongly. What? It's you. Huh? Come again? He snickered before answering. He looked thoroughly amused with your reaction. That's what you do all the time, so I'm being you. You do that all the time too. Yeah, you do that too. Do I? Yeah. Cole couldn't help but grin at that. Honestly, there were many people you could think of who could tease you about something like that. Carrying a smile, you realized there was no denying that you two have been around each other for a long time. Cole broke the quiet before I could fully settle.
See you tomorrow.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you then. Final wave, both headed for home. You stayed there a few minutes longer. Juan kept going back to his simple statement. See you tomorrow. No matter how much it was changing around you, there were some things in your life that always seemed to remain true. The hills felt warm to you that night. Before you knew it, you were getting comfortable under the covers in your room. Your mind couldn't help but still be buzzing with thoughts about the future. You felt nervous, unsure? I feel unsure of the future. Who knows what could happen? A new chapter of your life was about to begin. No one could say what it was going to be like. Slowly, your eyes grew heavy as you drifted off to sleep, your mind spinning with wistful thoughts. No matter what happened next, you could only hope that you would make the most of it. You were ensnared in a dream when a noise from the outside world jostled you. Your eyes snapped open. Now let's check it out. Like clatter continued. That you were more alert. You could distinguish that it was tapping sound. Quiet, slow, but persistent. Is that Cove again? Cove knocking at our window. His beat was like being poked. Couldn't ignore it. Lifted your head from the pillow. Looked for the source. Not much work was needed to puzzle it out. It was from the window. It's the boy again. With that, you know exactly what it was. From the color of the light filtering into your room, it was too early for anyone to be awake, including the sun. It could barely hold itself over the horizon. That didn't stop some people, it seemed. Sat up in bed and opened the window wide. Cool air, not yet warmed by the day, tickled your face as you pushed into your room. And, just as you expected, there was your neighbor, crouching in your windowsill. He's fully dressed, though not for school. Seriously? You want to go surfing right now? He was wearing a wetsuit and a fond smile. Hi, 22. He stared back, blinking. So technically, you won't be back to school for a few more hours. His voice was delicate, yet deliberate. Each word, careful explanation. Stop breaking into her room. Word. A, stop bringing into her room. B, it is too early to go surfing. What the hell are you doing, man? That water's cold as shit. Classes haven't actually started yet, so do you want to hit the beach with me one more time this summer? Here we go again. That is the attitude I have right now. He likes the water. Clearly. He clearly really likes the water. You know what? Cove's dating the water. That's what I believe. Cove is dating the water. Now I could go, but leave us alone. It's too early, man. I want to go back to bed. Comment was half-hearted. You both knew it. Only Cove would think of something like this. That was part of what made him special to you. Cove chuckled conspiratorially. Smiled. The smile widening. Rest to get changed into something suitable, or Cove climbed back down to ground level. Your limbs still half asleep, struggling someone as you attempted to coordinate them in a swimsuit. Just got there in the end. Soon, you were tiptoeing out of your front door, clutching a towel. Cove was already there to greet you. Your eyes met. Cove's gaze darted to your destination, and back to you. Checked the door, was closed, gave him a thumbs up, and two of you leapt into action. Wordlessly, you began to run down the familiar path ahead, Cove beside you. Darn it. The thrill of your illicit outing made you want to laugh. Not that you dared. If anyone in your family looked out and saw you there, then your summer would be back to being over. One glance at Cove told you that he was excitedly the same, holding back snickers for fear of being heard and caught. Could have jumped out the window. Yeah, why didn't we jump out the window? We got this. If Cove can do it, we can do it. Towel streamed out from under your arm like a cape. You were running so fast downhill that simply keeping your balance head and not tumbling down was a real threat. Just wasn't enough of one to make you slow your pace. For every step you took, the beach was a little closer, and the day a little brighter. Well, what? Blah. Darn it. What lay ahead for you would arrive, and you were happy to meet it. Okay. Just need to say it. In between. Welcome to the in between. I doubt we changed much. I think we're good. I like our look. I don't think there's anything we need to change here. In-size chubby glasses. Ha! Look at our little glasses. Dangles. Do we want glasses? Nah, I don't want glasses. We're good. I got more stuff? Do we have dangle earrings? Do we have earrings that we can see? We have no earrings. We can't see any of the earrings. Freckles? Look at our little wait. Okay, there we go. Not with that hair, clearly. Ew. No. We just got rosy cheeks. Look at us. Scars? We got scars. Do we have scars? Do we want scars? Wait, what's going on with our lips? Thick lips. We got us some thick lips. I think we're good. We have the rosy cheeks. Change page. Arm on the arm and legs? Sure, we'll get a scar on our leg. Why not? Clothing, pants, skirts. We're good. Braces, necklace, watches, hats. All of the above. Braces? Nah, our teeth are perfect. We couldn't be more perfect. You know what? We wear everything. We're gonna wear the everything. Sometimes I want to have a spinny dress. Who wants a spinny dress, guys? There's more stuff. Ring. Pattern ring. Plain ring? Pattern ring. Sure. Headscarf. Oh. Interesting. Ooh, they have a wide variety of scarves. I'm gonna go with no, but... Oh. That's cool. I'm gonna go with no, though. Fun. These are very fun. I like the colors. This blue one's very cool. I like that blue color. Yeah, it's nice to have the option. But I like my hair. I like my two-tone hair. Nail length, short. Short nails. Nail color. Ooh, what color do we want our nails? More purple? I think we need more purple. A nose ring? No, not that kind of nose ring. Sure, we're gonna stud. Want a stud or like... Yeah, just a stud. That one. I like that one. I'm good with this one. Done. All done, guys. Look at us. My feelings for Cove. Relaxed. Yeah, I'm fond of him. He's nice. I like him. I'm gonna give it a quick save. I'm sure. We're good. Ready, Eddie. Begin step 3. Relax fondness. Yes. Clothes customization. Okay. Both? Neither. Both. Oh. Okay. I didn't know we could do both. Let's see. What's going on with his hair? He definitely needs... This seems more like he was before. No? No what? I don't know. I kind of like this hair. Like 3 or 2? What do you guys think? I like 3. Don't change his personality? Alright. We're gonna leave his personality alone then. Glasses? Oh, no. He has to have glasses. We're gonna go with those. Earrings? Hold on. Let me see his earrings. Nah. Ponytail? Alright, we're going with the ponytail. Shirt. I kind of like that shirt. That looks like a shirt I would wear. That's fine. I like this one. I like that shirt. Ooh. I like those pants. Yeah, I like the green. I like the green pants. My wrist. Look at that. 2. Boom. This? This or those? I think I like that one. Necklace? Yeah, give him a necklace. I think he's better with a necklace. The first one? The one that we're wearing right now? Looks good? I think I'm good with this. I think I like this. Alright, what is this? Those are PJs? Those are cool PJs. He looks like a phoenix. Phoenix PJs. I would love that his hair gets shorter and longer. Depending what he's wearing. He just cuts his hair. He cuts his hair to go to bed, and then it grows out in the middle of the night. Okay. Glasses, obviously. Earrings? No. Yes, he wears earrings to bed. Oh, just different colored phoenix. Nope, that's what we got. We got 2 different colored phoenixes. Those are his PJs. Styles it long. He styles it. It's short hair. He just styles it long. He wears glasses to bed? Yes. He wears glasses until it's time to actually sleep. The boy is blind. If he doesn't wear glasses, he's going to run into shit. I don't know. Pick your favorite color? We'll just go with the green. It matches his hair. Since we have to do the same thing anyway. Yeah. That's fine. That works. Swimsuit. He should probably... Nah, leave the glasses. Just leave the glasses. Blue or peach? I'm going with those. Blue? You think blue? Alright, we'll go with blue. Oh, fancy boy. Yeah, I think he'd wear this. I think that looks cool. We'll go with that one. Yeah, done. Alright, he told us not to change the personality, so we'll leave it at that. The start of the classes ended and relaxed. 3 days of summers. Didn't take long for you to get back into the swing of the school year routine. Schedules and homework became the new normal. Still upset about the PJs. I'm sorry, but that's all you get. Those are our options. Can we get a DLC, but just for the PJs? Can we please change those PJs? So, Derek wasn't around nearly as much. He was great dismay. School itself and after-school activities, there weren't many opportunities for him to take the trip out to your neighborhood. Especially because he was always at some training camp or in a new regiment with a strict schedule. The two of you were usually stuck with merely telling each other about what was happening in your lives, instead of sharing your days in the same place. Still kept it tucked up in the throat as best you could. The Weevil kid did disappear after that summer. No one ever heard from him again. Where he went or what he might be up to was a mystery. Saw more of Miranda around. Since you had hung out with her on her birthday, she had opened up to you. The two of you talked regularly. It was the same towards Cove. After a while, all three of you developed a real friendship together. Oh, yay! So, do we just have a rotating third friend going on? Jeremy might be dead? Is Weevil dead? And Weevil just disappeared. They said he lost his soul after playing a children's card game. And no one's ever heard from him since. More summers came and went like the waves on the shore, coming in and out. In your second year of high school, someone new started to visit Sunset Bird. A sunny girl named Terry Brooke. She was a friend of Cove, made due to them both being ocean-obsessed. Terry was more than glad to befriend you two. Someone close to Cove had to be good company, she felt. You were pleased to get along with her as well. Funnily enough, Terry was also extremely tight with Miranda, who she had known for even longer than Cove. However, you were able to create a small friend circle. Not just third friend. Yep, we even got a fourth friend. As for your home life, the models also had developments. Changing laws and public perception countrywide made it possible for your moms to openly wear their wedding rings out without question. Our moms are officially married? Holy shit, yay! That's awesome! They actually get wedding rings! Fucking awesome! Yay! Though they had wedding rings years ago, it was only recent that the union was officially recognized everywhere in the US. That was a good day, to say the least. Yay, they can wear their rings! I didn't know they were actually married. I thought they just had to live together. I'm very happy for us. Yay! I'm happy for our whole family. Elizabeth came into her own, stopped being quite as irritable. She no longer worried about perceived childishness as she grew up for real. Didn't even mind being called Lizzie again, though most people used Liz. She eventually graduated high school, moved out to attend college in another state. It was a lot for you to adjust to your older sister being gone. Liz never let you forget her role in your life, though, and kept in touch. Cove's relationship with his family improved over the years. He visited several times after that summer. Things became easier between the two. We've talked about this? We did? It was an unrecognized marriage. Oh. Yeah, I missed that. I forgot that whole thing. He was also closer with his dad than ever before. He knew they talked more, and that helped prevent a lot of friction before it could start. Cove had become so much more outgoing than when you had first met him. He was so bright. He shone. We were willing to join conversations, make jokes, and put an effort not to use overly blunt phrasing. Look at him! Cove had shifted from preferring athletics to becoming more seriously studious as his school went on. The full-grown friendships. Yay. Friendship between you and Cove that you had cultivated for years remained consistent. Two of you were close to confidants. Confidants? Okay. It was strange to look back on it all. The future faded into your present, then it was simply the past. Even the most fundamental parts of your life couldn't last forever. Felt that the most pointedly the day you inevitably graduated high school. It was over. You would not be going back ever again. From now on, what came next was your choice. You would be directing your own life. That was where you were currently. The summer after school had ended. Your summer of true freedom. What used to be a repetitive reprieve from the typical was now going to be your first step into adulthood. Ooh, look at us. Can't wait. One fine summer morning, took in what had become a very special scene. The whole family having a meal together. Oh, hi Liz! How you doing? Why are you coming at me? Why are you smiling? I don't trust that smile. Your big sister Liz still hadn't lived at home full time for a couple years. She arrived last week to spend the season here since it was an off semester for her. You think she's pretty? I think she's creeping me out with that smile. Listen, big sisters never stop being big sisters. You can't trust them. Ever. She wanted to make sure she was in town because you had now also graduated high school. So who knew how much rarer these moments would become in the future? You watched on as Liz laughed good-naturedly over a comment Ma made. Her Elizabeth-only mindset had only been a phase. Nearly any nickname was welcomed at this point in her life. Strangely, even though she'd moved away, you lately felt closer to her than you had in a long time. You idly scooped up more of your breakfast and chewed absent-mindedly. You were a vegetarian. Yeah, obviously. In the middle, you had reflected that. Your moms were happy to make food that fit your needs, along with dishes for themselves that didn't, though you often made your own food nowadays. Her arms are sticks. She grew less thick. Did she get taller? I think she got taller. Well, of course she did. She was only 13. 13, 14? Of course she got taller. We're both probably much taller. Or wait, maybe I'm the same size. 15? Maybe. Because we were like 12. I'm pretty sure. But it wasn't only you who had a diet that excluded certain things, as Liz had been vegetarian for a while. Ah, look at them. They've aged a bit. Conversation had gone idly, without you fully taking in the words, till your ears were piqued when Ma started on a bit of town gossip. And so, that's how I heard the news. Alright. Now stop burying the lead and tell us, what is this so-called news? Ma giggled as she cast a look across the table, satisfied that she had everyone's attention. Well, turns out that Donald's won't be renting out the condo up the street as per Sunset Bird tradition, for the first time in what must be nearly 2 decades. A chorus of gasps and shocked expressions were had all around. After your initial shock, your eyebrows pitched. Who the hell is Donald? What are you guys talking about? The gray hair. Yeah, I noticed that. The little streaks of gray. They're so, perfectly put. I thought she, did that on purpose. Thought she, just, what do you call that? Tinted? She dyed those streaks. There's a word for that. It's not coming to me. Ma may consider them by name, but you and Liz always viewed them as exclusively as the mean old couple who would yell at anyone under 25 who crossed their path. Oh, those guys. Yeah, who cares about those guys? Probably tinted the rest of her hair red. She's actually all gray. She dyed the rest of her hair. Aw. Yeah. Your ma continued on with the story, spreading the strawberry jam over a piece of toast as she did so. They decided not to take big trips anymore. Friends or family will be visiting them at their home. It's nice for them then. Have a good summer. Me and grandparents with no grandkids, away from us. It's just a wig. Guys, it's just a wig. Everyone's just wearing a wig. I'm just saying, her wig went gray, and then she dyed it. She's had that wig so long, it went gray. That's a relief. Kinda sad they can't travel anymore. Yeah, I hope they're still okay, even if they are mean. I've had a very full life. It's nothing to sneeze at. And you be nice, Liz. You don't want to end up like them, do you? You and your... Again! That smile! Mom, please don't look at us like that. You really look like we're about to go into the basement. I'm sorry, you want to make fun of old people? We're old now. You want to make fun of us? This is what happens. We remove bad children's spleens. You and your sister crack smiles at the joke.
Well?
Yeah, Mom. You're just joking with us, right? You're just looking at us, right? You're just joking. You're not gonna take out our spleens, right? At least they won't be here to yell at my children anymore. Lonnie. And that blunt comment got laughter from all three of you. Engrossing conversation once more. Continued to chat with your family until the meal was over. Oh. Step 3. Third time's charm. Step 3. Huh? Because it's the third chapter, I guess? As it went, once the food was eaten, the cleanup had to be done. This took the role of washing the dishes and passed them to you for drying and putting away. You had a set of cups in front of you that needed to go on the top shelf of the cabinet. It was effortless to do. You were very tall. Yeah, it was, you had to stretch, but it was doable. We're an average height. We're average. We're average height for our age. Step 3 of my life. Yep, this is in my 5-step plan. This is my 5-step life plan. We're on step 3. Simply your lot in life. You've always been hovered around an expected height for your age. Felt great about how things were. I hope you might still grow more. You didn't think about it much. Yeah, I don't think about it much. That part of yourself was never something you could really figure out your thoughts on. Plan to take over the world? Yeah! It includes, drying dishes. You only get 4. I only get 4 steps? What happened to the 5th step? Who's stopping my 5th step? Liz shook you out of your internal musing and started up an impromptu conversation. She seems to be voicing the thoughts that had been buzzing around her in her own head. I have to say, going back for another semester this fall is pretty intimidating. I think after the first year or two I'd have a handle on things, but no. So I'll glance at her, still placing cups on the proper place. Guess it's only fair. My first round was pretty general classes. Year 1 of my architecture major was the basics. Now it feels serious. I have to actually know some things. I know, it's weird. I've never needed to know anything before. Now we just gotta know things? Hate it. The laugh she gave was flippantly airy, but the way she scrubbed at the plates held more force than necessary. I know you can handle it. You got it. I think it's really cool you want to be an architect. It does sound hard. You got this. You got this, sis. How sweet of you to believe in me. Thanks. That is so weird coming from her. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this, Lizzie. I don't know if I like it. Memo takes the 5th step. I get to step 4. Memo is step 5. Your older sister's mouth quirked into a smile. To a small smile. It'll be fine, one way or another. Oh, but I'm not trying to scare you away from college. That's even your plan. What's going on with that anyway? You've had a solid plan set for a long time. Came to a firm conclusion recently. You had absolutely no idea. Came to a firm conclusion recently. You answered the question as much as you were able to, willing to. His smile grew more reassuring as you did. You made it through 12 years of full-time education already. You make your ideas happen, I'm sure. Sometimes, it still felt hard to believe your public school experience was over in the end. You had graduated at the top of your class. You soared through with high marks. Yeah, that's pretty much what high school was for me. And you were going to miss it. You felt satisfied leaving off there. Yeah, I'm done. Done with that. Don't care. It had been a familiar and fulfilling part of your life, but you were ready to move on. Liz picked up on the silence her question ended up creating. Decided it was time to make a closing statement on the topic.
You're a good kid.
This is so weird. Lizzie, don't talk to me like that. You're being weird. You're a good kid, 22. Do what's best for you. We'll be here to back you up. Thanks, Liz. Liz happily passed the final dish your way, waved a soapy-soaked hand as a farewell, and moved on to her next task for the cleanup job. You were focused on getting the last pieces put back where they belonged. Eventually moved on to a new chore. That was interrupted by the sound of your cell phone. It was a default ring. It had used a silly, nubbly song. That's what I do. I put like a song that I love as a ringtone. Actually, I usually pick it by vibe. I usually choose by vibe. What kind of ringtones do you guys have on your phones? Do you guys use like songs? You just use whatever the default is? Gotta snatch everyone's wigs. I'll do it. Watch me. I'll do it. Kingdom Hearts? That's awesome! That is the perfect ringtone. Everyone has the perfect ringtone. I usually pick it up from the table where you had placed it earlier. The phone was a couple of years old at this point, having been a 16th birthday gift from your parents. Decided which model to get, but you got to pick the color. It was... purple. Of course it was purple. And it was just a phone. You didn't do anything to decorate it. It had a special charm attached to it. Yeah. Which was... Crab keychain go bought you when you were a kid. Lantern based on game Lake of Voices? Huh. Small shell, crystal, string of beads, cat face, music note, heart. No, I'm going with the crab keychain. You were pleased when you finally had the prominent place to use the gift. Screen lit up as you gave the little device a swipe with one finger. You were informed by caller ID that it was Lee. You weren't surprised. Despite having busier and busier lives and not living in the same town, you had a good relationship with your cousin of the same age. Crab yeah! Crab yeah! We got a crab on the phone! Especially once a miracle of both of you having your own phones actually happened. She got hers first though. Maybe a song for normal cause? If he's a friend or family, they get their own ringtone. Nice. That's a great way to do it. Just like, I don't know who this is, so you just get a nice, you get a nice song. This way, if I don't want to pick up, I get to enjoy the nice song. Tapping at the accept button, he answered her call. Familiar, bubbly voice came through the right after.
Hi.
Hey, 22. I feel like she'd have more of a Valley Girl accent. Especially now that she's like an adult. Probably would have had one before too. Hiya. Can I do a Valley Girl? My god. I trust I'm not interrupting anything major. Only some cleaning around the house. Oh, then you're welcome for my call. Distraction from that must have been desperately needed. Thanks. Thank you, my dear cousin. Thank you, my dear cousin. Why does it sound so weird? Yes, thank you, my dear cousin. I love doing chores. Hey, I love doing chores. No. It's good to hear from you. Hey, I love doing chores. Of course, I would be sarcastic. I would absolutely be super sarcastic. Of course, who wouldn't? He giggled. You could hear the jangling of jewelry she must be wearing. Nothing amazing is happening for me either. I'm bored, felt like chatting. My morning shift ended. I'm free for the rest of the day. Woo! That's good. You were off from your part-time job today. You hadn't started working anywhere yet, so you couldn't relate. Nah, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have a job. Unlike you had started dipping your toes into the workforce as of late. Made keeping in touch frequently even more complicated, but you both managed. What about you? Been pretty normal.
Cool.
Oh, that's you then. So, how's Mr. Cove Holden doing? There was a friendly sense of genuine curiosity in her tone. She'd always thought well of him. Sound like Lumpy Space Princess? Yes! I noticed that like halfway through. So I'm just like, huh. Sound like the Lumpy Princess. Being the name Lumpy Space Princess made me die. Wait, is she a space? You know what? I should just catch up on what you call Adventure Time lore. I'm glad you like the Krabby keychain. You hate her? Which makes his voice even better. That name was incredibly familiar to your ears. Cove, your next door neighbor for the past decade at this point. You could count him among your group of friends. Yeah, he was a very close friend. Definitely the kind of person you could count on. Have you been making do without him? Or is he back? No, Lee, he isn't here. Just like he wasn't here yesterday. Or the last time you asked. Or the time before that.
Sorry.
Aw, my bad. You blame me? That just seemed like he should have made his grand return already. Plus, I want to visit soon. He needs to be here too. You could understand where she was coming from. This was certainly outside the norm. For the past couple months, and the last few weeks especially, Cove had been going to his mom's place in Nevada. Ooh, that's a far trip. I wonder how far that trip is. But you know why I hate her later. Oh, get your words. Oh no! Am I in trouble? I'm in trouble, guys. Apparently I don't know enough about the lumpy princess. The two of you still regularly stayed in contact over texts and calls, but still. Ryan began to drift back in time to all the prior trips taken back to visit her. Almost every year, he'd have to go away a while and then he'd be back. Made you sad and lonely when it happened. Nah, it was kind of nice to have breaks away from each other. You weren't a fan, but made do. It was just shitty. It upset you. Your younger self worried about him leaving for good. You weren't a fan, but it's fine. I'm glad he's visiting his mom. Letters the entire... No, we're not... No. God, we can live without him. Mom's helped you ship out care packages to him. You have a special treasure to take with him before you left. Put an iron in his house for him. I'm capable of doing anything. Sure. I'll give him a little gifts. Here, take this on your journeys. Somewhere, just to borrow, and others were for him to keep forever. Sent you letters while there in return. That's how it was in the past. But lately, he'd been trying to see her as much as he could before taking long trips to another state became too impractical to do. Part-time work could become full-time soon, or could be moving somewhere else for school. Cove hadn't actually been entirely clear what his plans were after graduation. Cove was hesitant to speak on that, even with you. It couldn't be avoided forever, though. We both knew that.
Well?
Ahem. Maybe we should go switch this up to a non-Cove related topic. Sounds like a plan. The rest of the conversation rolled on. Not much longer, though. You had to go. You need to finish your responsibilities around the house. Ew, we have responsibilities? I hate it. Make it go away. I don't want responsibilities. Responsibilities suck. Both of you exchanged goodbyes. You went back to what you'd been working on before the call came in. Hi. Nice hat. God, I don't even recognize this Lizzie. She's so different. See, I can see how Kid Lizzie turned into Teenage Lizzie. I don't know where any of this is coming from. So weird. You wrapped up the last of your chores. You were approached by Liz wearing a cheeky smile. Got Mom's keys. Want to get out of this tiny town to do some shopping in a real city? That sounds great.
Good.
Good. I'm driving. That was obvious. You don't know how to drive. You're glad for that. You still just had a learner's permit. Go get your wallet and anything else. We're going now. With a nod, you made a quick detour to collect your stuff from your bedroom. You have money saved up from gifts you'd received. After making sure you both were fully prepared for the long haul to the largest city in the surrounding area, you buckled into the car. Woo! Road trip. It was a smooth ride there, a light conversation about what shops stop at the radio blasting. Trip there breezed by, and in what felt like no time, you had gone from cruising down the road to cruising through the mall. Can we go back on the little righty things? Can we go and ride the thing that we almost broke? Let's go ride in the car and break it. Liz had her interests to check out, and you yours. Your hobbies and skills were still the ones you developed when you were younger. Have we gotten into new things? Sure. You like to watch... Games are fun with you. You like to play video games? Card games, board games. And... You're into sports? You enjoyed music? Spend time on art? I do enjoy learning new things. I was into fashion. You love shoes, makeup, jewelry, clothes, and... I enjoy learning new things. You like to watch movies, stand-up comedy. I do like stand-up comedy. Plays, TV. I don't dislike movies, but I never go watch movies. I don't know what it is. I just don't watch movies. Huh. Not the card games that will summon Weevil. That's fine. We'll just send him to the Shadow Realm. We'll see him once and send him to the Shadow Realm. It'll be fine. You enjoyed music. Play the guitar, bass, piano, drums, violin. You listened to a lot of it. Yeah. And that was everything. When turning a corner down a new length of the mall, your eyes caught a little gift store. Friends and family had recently given you many presents for graduating high school. Realized you wanted to get a graduate gift yourself to give to Cove. You really appreciated what you had gotten. Yeah. It was thoughtful of them. Eventually, mall was explored in full, with every shop of note being checked over. Rather than going home, you decided to walk over to some smaller stores nearby. Liz had many thoughts on the topic.
So?
Honestly, malls are not a bastion of society. Even smaller stores require extra distance. Brands are so much more... Then your sister abruptly stopped speaking and walking, right in the middle of the path. It was a good thing no one was behind her. Seemed to entirely shut off for a moment. What happened? What did you see? Liz? Oh yeah, I watched the movie yesterday. Me and Memo watched the movie yesterday. And I'm glad we watched it. It was weird and crazy. Dead or alive. It was... whatever you call it. You didn't like it? What do you mean I didn't like it? I liked the movie because it was very fucking ridiculous. It was a very ridiculous movie. I'm not allowed to watch movies now? Just because I don't love movies doesn't mean I don't get to watch them. God. Skylar has now forbode me to watch any movies. Sorry, Memo. You're gonna be alone on the movie nights. All by yourself. I'm not allowed to go anymore. The attempt to catch her attention was unsuccessful. Something else had all her focus. Before you could puzzle out what might be happening, she began to mumble out of the corner of her mouth. Number 22, don't draw attention, but look. What? With a harsh whisper and a subtle jerk of her head, he urged you once more.
Hey.
Look! Followed her gaze as best you could. A large bunch of colorful teens strolling down the same path. Okay. Faced back over your sister with a confused expression and an unspoken question. What are you supposed to be seeing there? 22, doesn't one of them seem familiar? Wait! No way. That's not gonna be her little friend from when they were kids, right? You're practically bouncing at this point, so you look the group over and this time you saw what she was seeing. Once a collection of strangers was brown hair, gray eyes, and lots of freckles. It is him! Ah, we get to see him. Look at him. That's Shiloh. That's his name, Shiloh, or Shiloh from when we were kids. Holy crap, it's Shiloh. You have to go say hi. Yep, that was definitely him. Can't believe it. It's honestly just there. It's hilarious. Incredible. Oh, how do we talk to him? We have to pull him away from all those other people, and what if I'm wrong? Mouth opened to reply, but she cut it off with her own answer to the question. I've got it. I'll shout the name Shiloh. Then we can act like it wasn't us. If he responds to that, we'll know without a doubt it's him. Number 22, keep an eye out to see if he looks. Liz, you can't just try talking to him normally. We're not doing that. It's a terrible plan. I mean, it's not a terrible plan. Fine. Liz, can't you just try talking to him normally? Likely without even hearing what you had to say, Liz put her plan into action. Oh god. See, now that's the Liz I know. That is the same Liz that I know. Shiloh! She loudly projected the word across the way and then put on an act of casualness, turning her head away from the scene while brushing at the skirt of her dress. In a supremely awkward moment, you could only stand there as attention in the area shifted to the two of you thanks to your sister's shout. But of many startled bystanders who became altered to your presence, one of them was the boy. From a distance, his large eyes met yours. He looked. A wide grin took over Liz's face. She pushed the rim of her sun's hat up on away from her face while pushing back around to greet her old friend directly. Shiloh! Waving, stepped a bit closer to express her intention to meet, without really closing the gap, inviting him to come over. You presumed to be Shiloh looked surprised at the call out. He stole a quick glance at the crowd he was with and hesitantly glanced back at your way, trying to double check something. Liz remained steadfast with a gaze, trained on him, and ultimately broke away from the rest of them. After a light-footed jog across the brick path, the young man pleasantly presented himself in front of Liz and you.
Hi.
Hi! I like your hat. Aww. He's still her #1 fan. Look at him. Oh, Memo's gotta go. Okay, Memo. Catch you later. I can't wait till you see the rest of this on YouTube. Have fun. Just that simple greeting had Liz giggling.
Hey.
Hello, I'm not sure if you remember this, but I'm Lizzie, and that's 22. We're all friends when we were little kids. His already wide eyes grew even larger, the gaze darting between you and Liz. The previously chipper demeanor faded into something delicate. I'm really sorry. I don't think you have the wrong person. Huh? You could tell not being instantly recognized was going to make this exchange more of a challenge. Still, Liz was undeterred. It was a long time ago. You were really young. I get why you feel like that. However, I'm positive I'm right. You're exactly the same. The face, the freckles. How gently you tried to phrase things. You're even still wearing a hat. Instinctively, he looked up at his headwear, with creased brows, not making the connection on why the hat meant something to her.
Okay.
We knew each other, okay? No, we knew each other, okay? And that's exactly how she'd say it, like, no, we fucking knew each other. Don't you dare deny it. Even her face is just like, we fucking know each other. Don't even give me that shit. An uneasy smile settled on him as a silence followed Liz's speech. He was picking his next words carefully. And then the quiet was obliterated by a a new voice bursting into the conversation. Shiloh? What are you doing? The rest of the group already left. Field trip is not a vacation. We're on a schedule. Field trip? Startled, your head snapped toward the path. Distinctly unhappy individual with piercing magenta eyes, dark brown skin, and a sharp jaw stormed your way. Carried a cloud of authority with him, despite looking like he wasn't even 18 yet. Oh, what the hell was this? Sorry, I didn't mean to ditch. Shiloh, whose name was now officially confirmed, gestured with a hand to add to the explanation of his absence, as the stranger watched impatiently. He thought they recognized me as someone they knew, but it was a tiny misunderstanding. Liz theoretically, as well as literally, put her foot down at that, stomping in frustration, getting more childish the longer she was around her childhood companion. Yep, that's definitely Liz. She hasn't changed that much.
Come on.
We do know you. Shiloh merely shrunk in on himself. The tone he spoke was pained. Sorry. You honestly couldn't tell if he was apologizing for the upset feelings of your sister, or the palpable dissatisfaction of his new acquaintance. That in and of itself was very Shiloh-like. Oh, you know him? Is that it? Stranger spoke in a dismissively scoffing tone, as if the words sounded so absurd to him. It was almost amusing. Almost, but the sternness of his demeanor quickly reinstated itself. Well, do you know me? I'll tell you. Someone who has been forced against his will to be aware of what's going on in Shiloh's ridiculous personal life for a year. If the two of you had any importance in his general day-to-day existence, it would have come up by now. Who the fuck is this guy? Fucking rude. Don't bother trying to exaggerate any trivial connection you might have. It's not good enough. He's with us. You'll survive without him. Now stop loitering in the road. It's rude. Okay. I'm thoroughly concerned by this. Shouldn't be laying claim to a person. Who the fuck is this guy? Who's this guy who's about to get punched in the throat?
Excuse me?
Excuse me? We're the rude ones? Yeah, exactly. Get throat punched. The high-strung ranting got on an audible gasp from Shiloh, who finally started to speak up against in defense. Very different game. Oh, this is about to be a very different game. Who wants to play Punch-Out? Nate. That's really mean. Yeah, Nate. Nate wants to battle. Ha! It's also true. We're leaving. With that declaration, the unofficially introduced Nate indignantly spun on his heels and walked speedily toward where the group went, completely confident that Shiloh would follow behind. Ah! Oh, people can sure have bad attitudes, huh? Why can't they just try to get along? It's not that hard. Don't worry, though. Bet you won't have to deal with him again. And I'm sorry I can't stay to talk to you, but I hope you have a really nice life.
Bye.
Bye. Ah! Oh, she's so distraught. That was it. His final parting words given. Kyle left the two of you behind to catch up with his own life, and he had to go live. He had to go live. Play the game that Shiloh is a part of. Oh no, that's a different game altogether. Feels sadder. Liz watched his exit, stunned, only to frown when it hit her that he was really gone as quickly as he appeared. It happened so fast that she hadn't even been able to get a word in. She sighed, all the energy she built up releasing with the breath. Could have told him his last name was Fields. His birthday is October 30th. I would have proven it, but no. I'm sorry, Liz. Wow, Tyler grew up to be dumb. It's really deflated. Whoever Nate is, he sucks. I agree, Nate fucking sucks. He was so unnecessarily unpleasant when you all wanted to... When all you wanted was to talk to someone for a moment. You wanna go catch up with him? Liz merely shook her head, pushing off childish thoughts. I think we can leave it there. Thanks. He's in the middle of a high school field trip. It was already enough being able to see him. There's something reassuring about witnessing firsthand that he's still out there, doing his own part of the world. Though, if given the chance, I could definitely have a few words with him about the company he's got. Yeah, as we should. His little friend is a douche. She laughed. You could tell there wasn't much humor to it. She was mad at that guy. Maybe she was happy to let Shiloh go. Maybe they're only with each other because of the trip, and it's not usually how things are. We can only hope.
Right.
Maybe they're, what do you call them? Buddies? What do you call those? Traveling buddies. Yeah, they had to pair up for the trip to keep an eye on each other. Whatever you call that. Something buddies. True. I only hope for the same for him as he did for us. Have a nice life, Shiloh. Have a good life. Bye, Shiloh. I'll miss you. Good luck out there. I'll need it. Liz smiled at you. You had the self-confidence you knew so well from her. Come on, kid. Let's finish our own trip. Yeah. No matter how either of you really felt about the occurrence, it was something you simply had to accept. People you know just disappear and reappear in the most unexpected ways. Maybe you enjoyed what remained of your outing until it was time to return home. By the time you arrived back, the sun was already beginning to set. You arched your back as you stretched your arm toward the ceiling. Might have been a good day. Made enough activity to cover an entire week. I know, right? Liz tried to hide a yawn behind her hands. You weren't the only one feeling worn out. I've been heading up to your room. I mean, the guest room. Since mine stopped being available as soon as I was out the door. They said, Liz, don't come back. Her tone was light. She had quite a lot to say in the subject when you'd first taken over a bigger room after she left for college. There have been many trips back home for her since then. The room hasn't been hers for years. It was more of a running joke now that she had continued to bring the topic up to this day. Let it go, Liz. I didn't see your name on it. Actually, she probably did. She probably did have her name on it. Thank you, Liz. It's a really nice room. Thanks you for being so gracious about giving it up. I had no choice. A small laugh was shared between you and your older sister. Better believe you'll be back in the guest room when you got your own place. We're both in town for a visit. We could take turns. You'll have Thanksgiving. I'll get Christmas. Sure. Sure. Why not? Sarcasm won't save you here. Taking that as an agreement. You flashed her familiar grin. You couldn't help but feel glad she was back around, even if it was temporary. With that, she plodded off to the spare room, ready to do the same. Moving into a new space was your first opportunity to decorate from scratch. We get to design our room? That's awesome! Hey, yes! Why couldn't we do this before? Well, we did it a little bit, but it wasn't, like, too much. Anyway, layout. Blue, green... Whoa, why does everything move? Green, purple, yellow. I don't like that bed. It doesn't need to be purple. Let's go with the green. I like the green. Extras, window, left, right. Yeah, that looks good. Walls. Back. Hate it. Oh, wait, what? Oh. Hello. Leave the books. Right? Plant. Look at those things. I hate them. I hate all those. Alright, we'll go with that. Walls, left. Shark? Huh. I think I like the pinboard. Back. Ooh, that looks nice. Ooh. No, I like that painting. Okay. Right. Ooh, look at that. Base. I like that. Lights. Oh. There. Floor. Volleyball. Guitar. Telescope. Yeah, I like the telescope. Wait, so can I? No, can't click extra. Alright. I like this. This looks good to me. Done. You're really satisfied with the feel of your tiny part of the world. As your thoughts drifted, try to bite down another yawn. It was no good. Umi's here. Therefore, the yawning has now started. Your bed was now lodged in your mind. All you could think about was collapsing on it. Umi will be right be. Be right be. Umi will BRB. She's going to go make other people yawn. Trudged up the stairs to your room. Stepping inside, you close the door behind you, blocking the rest of the house. When you turn back around, you realize you were not alone there. Comfortably perched on the windowsill was someone very familiar to you. Of course! Even as an adult, he's a come in through the window. You know what? This is the perfect way for him to make an entrance. I love it. Oh god, why do you look at me like that? Cove Holden. You son of a bitch. The shock knock works out of you. How are you here? Surprise? Please stop looking at me like that. His tone was easy and relaxed. Certainly was a surprise. You hadn't expected him to be within the state, never mind your own house. Please stop looking at me like that. I hate it. Can we cover that face? Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Okay. Can we... There. I need that face to not stop looking at me like that. Thankfully, Cove was only waiting for a good moment to start and began to explain.
So...
I got in about 15 minutes ago. No one was home, so I figured I'd come in the usual way. The window. Alright. Let me go back. I'm sure some of you would like to see Cove's face. If that's your thing, I hate it. I want him to stop looking at me. A small smile had formed in his face. He was still staring at him, unable to blink in case he disappeared. I could still barely believe that he was really there, mere feet away from you. Welcome back, Umi. I had to cover up Cove's face for a second because he was freaking me out. He still is. I don't like that he's looking at me like that. Left my bags in your backyard. I hope that's alright. I guess. None we can do about it now. That was when you truly understood. Cove had come straight to you upon getting back to town. You were his first port of call, taking precedence above all else. Even though you hadn't been in when he called, Cove had ensured that he'd see you at the earliest opportunity, rather than allowing his plans to change. You laughed. Your levitation made you bashful. Stayed frozen. You laughed. Yeah, that's all I can do. This is just so Cove. The delight bubbled out of you as a fit of chuckles. You could never even attempt to hide how you felt about anything, including you. Cove dropped from his seat in the windowsill, landing lightly on his feet. He made his way over to you, smile still resting on his face. You're too crazy. I'm glad you're here. Trouble's back in town. Ew, no. Yeah, Trouble's back in town. Ruffled his hair. Doubly punched him on the arm. He first made light contact with his upper arm. Both playfully nudged your shoulder in return. I missed you. Even if he hadn't said it outright, you would have gotten the message from his body language. Maybe because he snuck in through our window and just hung out on our windowsill looking at us all like creepily. Yeah, I assume he missed us. Cove was grinning widely. His raised cheeks burying his eyes, which gleamed like hidden gems. But he looked at you as if you were the most exciting treasure of all. How was the trip? Yeah, I had a great time. Cove told you about how his trip back had gone. His mom was doing really well. He had a project in the works. He was thrilled about it. As a result, Cove was going to be sticking around in Sunset Bird for the time being. Things were settled, much as they ever could be. With Cove back once more, he felt at ease. Cove stretched his arms out over his head, his eyes on the window and the world beyond. The sun had set while you'd been busy reuniting.
Well...
I should probably get my stuff and see Dad. Glanced over to you with a familiar, expectant look. You wanna come with me? You know I do. You know I do, of course. Go see what Mr. Holden is up to. Cove began to head to your bedroom door. I followed after him. You insisted on a piggyback ride. Yes, please. It was a special occasion. Cove. He paused, turning to face you once more. Coming back is a big moment. Something worth celebrating. What I'm trying to say is that I want you to give me a piggyback ride. Cove didn't say anything. His eyes about raised in disbelief.
Seriously?
Really, 22? Want me to carry you downstairs? He nodded. Cove rolled his eyes, but he bent down so that you could clamber onto his back. Whee! Of course. Listen, this will never change. We will be asking for piggyback rides our entire lives. Even while he was crouched down, Cove's back was pretty high up. It took a bit of effort for you to properly get up there. Cove wobbled as he straightened up, not terribly unaccustomed to balancing someone on his shoulders. Cove carried you down the stairs. You had to duck down a couple of times. The ceiling grazed against your elevated head. Still, you safely reached the ground floor of your house. The door's gonna be in the way. Get off here so I can open it. He bent down to let you slide safely off his back. Seeing things from your usual height was disorienting after getting accustomed to looking down at everything. Cove's surprise arrival had wiped your earlier discovery from your mind. After you had a chance to recover, figured you'd tell Cove intriguing news. We have news? Meant to tell you earlier. Saw Shiloh today. Oh, that news. You know what? I completely forgot he even knew Shiloh.
Huh?
Yes. Cove is a tall boy. Cove's a very tall boy. I like being on his shoulders. It makes me feel very tall. Shiloh? Cove repeated the name, his expression blank. From when we were kids. Aw, he forgot Shiloh. Cove pondered for a moment and snapped his fingers. Oh, he was the freckly boy from the first summer, right? The one who moved. I met a guy named Shiloh. He looked just like Shiloh we knew. Plus, however many years. He didn't remember me and just left. Cove frowned. That's, I don't know. Too bad I missed it. Though you knew him better than I did. That was definitely true. Not only had Cove known Shiloh for a short period of time, but he and Shiloh had never quite gotten along. Not that they were enemies, either. Just kids who were only ever together because of other people they both knew. I wonder what Shiloh's up to these days. I don't have any idea. He didn't say much.
Oh.
Oh well. That was everything you had on the news item, so you moved on to the next big update. Also, you know the mean old neighbors? The ones who would always yell at us? Cringe, recalling those particular memories of back in the days when not pleasant for someone as nostalgic as him. Yeah. They're not coming. They didn't rent the condo this summer. Cove's jaw dropped. You didn't blame him. The elderly couple had been an institution for as far back as you could remember. Long predating Cove's arrival. Even now, as a teenager, you found your neck pricking up as you walked by their condo, half expecting a scolding for breathing the wrong way in the vicinity of the vacation home. It was strange to think of that coming to an end. Wow. Holy crap. Cove blinked, clearly struggling with the idea in the same way you had. I didn't see that coming. People being gone, people coming back. It feels like I've missed a lot. It's been a busy summer already. Well, you haven't missed the fireflies. They haven't shown up yet. And that's the important part. Can't miss the fireflies. Well, that's something. We better not get left behind. Still stuff to do. You nodded. As soon as you'd left your house, Cove bent down to let you climb back on his back for the last part of the journey. Yay! More piggyback rides! It seemed that no sooner had the night begun than it was already at an end, and the dawn of a new day was soon upon you. The next morning, your belly was full of breakfast, and you were in a pleasant mood. You hopped on the rest of the day followed suit. You hoped the rest of the day followed suit. Later, you're meeting up with your friends, Cove, Miranda, and Terry, to go into town. It was all the short notice, but that was because everyone was just so excited that Cove was finally back home. Having a nice daydream? You blinked, pushing all your thoughts away and returning to reality. Your mom was watching you with a teasing smile. So, what's on the agenda today? Meeting up with some people. Well, I hope you and your friends have fun. Don't get into too much trouble. As She winked at you. You knew both of your moms wanted you to enjoy every bit of the summer before all the big changes started. I'll try. I will do my best.
That'd be great.
But before you go gallivanting around the town, did you bring the mail in? Or she got putting the dishes away over here. Alright. Thanks very much. Oh! Okay, that's actually a nice shirt he has on. He doesn't look much different. Slightly more tired. As soon as you were outside your front door, you couldn't help but see Cove and his dad standing around in the road. They noticed you too.
Hey.
Hey there, 22. Hey there, little bot. Hi. Good timing. You should come join us. You waved at him. Sure. Cove mastered your grin. His whole body appeared to relax having you there. You noticed Mr. Holden was taking in the scene of you and Cove with a self-satisfied smile. I'm still cautious around the man. I've grown used to him, but he's still a creeper. Cove followed your line of sight and shot his dad an unimpressed look. For a moment, Mr. Holden seemed like he had a thought dancing up the tip of his tongue, but he decided to keep it to himself. So, what are you up to today? As far as I know, nothing too much. Me and Cove are meeting some friends in town later. Sounds like a plan to me. Yawning, Mr. Holden stretched his arm over his head. My boy and I have just been waiting around to see what new neighbors are like. It was definitely his idea. I don't know how you're not interested in this. Big news. Besides, don't be polite to greet the new folks in town. Maybe it'll be a single dad and his son. Been here too long, seeing a new person rent a condo is what you consider exciting development. Ha ha ha. Several moments Mr. Holden was unable to answer. He was laughing, slightly shaking his head. Might be onto something. Cove put a reassuring hand on his dad's shoulder.
Don't worry about it.
You can still make the most of your life before it's too late.
What?
How old do you think I am? Not that old. Okay, maybe I am. He's old now. Oh god. I feel that. I feel that. No, he's probably older than me. That's fine. I'm not that old yet. I still have life to live. I still have life to live. I can this little rust bucket can keep moving. Little bit of grease. A little bit of lube in the joints. We'll be alright. Mr. Holden took one more glance at the currently vacant building and sighed dramatically. When he turned back to you and Cove, his whole body seemed deflated. There's no sign of them. I still need to head over to work soon. Cove gave his dad a few reassuring pats on the back. Okay. Promise to keep an eye out. I can text you if anything happens. Really?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, wait until I have to meet up with Terry and Miranda. Will that still work? With a wide grin breaking on his face, Mr. Holden looked absolutely thrilled to have his nosiness enabled. That works. He moved to firmly place both hands over Cove's shoulders, fixing his child with a firm stare. Son, you are my true ally in this world. Mr. Holden, what the hell does that mean? Mr. Holden stood up straighter, letting Cove go. He looked reinvigorated. Okay, with that settled, go make some money. It's always been the one thing I do best. Good for you. Where's my 20 bucks, sir? Talking about all this money, where's my 20 bucks you still owe me? Mr. Holden headed off to the garage. Actually, with interest. How much would that be? Probably owes me over $100 now. That's compounding interest, sir. Over a decade. Mr. Holden headed off to the garage with a big wave goodbye. Cole smiled the whole time you both watched his dad leave. Really like Mr. Holden now. No. Favorite people? No. You gonna mixed feelings. Yeah, I have mixed feelings. He's still creepy. There were ups and downs. There were certainly downs. As soon as he was out of sight, Cole sighed lightly. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not looking forward to waiting. Guess I'll be hanging around the street a while. Good luck. See you later, bye. Let's stick around to see the new neighbor. I can wait with you. Why Why don't I say to see the new neighbor and keep you company? Yeah, why not? Curiosity about the new tenant was getting the better of you. You figured that the wait wouldn't be too much longer. Besides, just couldn't leave Cove. Really? Of course. I like keeping you company, remember? He stared at you a moment, smiling softly and thinking about his response.
Me too.
I like that too. Cove put his hands on your shoulders, gripping you solidly, but not enough to hurt. His eyes fixated on you, just as firmly. He was serious. Number 22. You're my true ally in this world. Aww. Ah, you absolute dork. I got a fair amount of chuckles from you. He grinned, the stoicism fading into amusement.
Thank you.
You're always good to me. You're lucky to have me. I agree. You are lucky to have me. Teasingly, Cove raised an eyebrow. The most lucky guy in all of Sunset Bird. Luckiest. For a moment, you weren't sure if Cove was laughing at you, your declaration, or that you momentarily got the word luckiest. Forgot the word luckiest. Yeah, that sounds like me. I forget words. Either way, he didn't mind. He let go of you. Cove stepped over to his front porch steps, lazily taking a seat and leaning back on his arms. Our watch begins. Nodding in agreement, you joined Cove on the front porch of the steps. Both sat there in a comfortable familiarity as you settled in for the waiting game on the new tenants. The neighborhood was quiet, and you sighed contentedly, closing your eyes and feeling the light breeze. Eventually, you both perked up at the sound of a car. Taxi followed the noise, turning onto your street. Cove's eyebrows raised at that sight, and he sat up straight on the stoop.
Oh?
Were we supposed to get the mail? I guess we'll get it after we see the neighbors? This has to be them, right? Yeah, it's gotta be. Not that they were here, couldn't help but feel just a bit curious. Wondered what kind of person would be living in the neighborhood for the summer. Taxi pulled to a stop as you expected in front of the new empty condo. It was on the same side of the street as your house, a few buildings further up. Without getting to his feet, Cove tried leaning and tilting his head to get a view of the passenger's door as it opened. A single occupant has exited the cab. Huh? Could feel what Cove was in that moment. After the last renters, new visitors was definitely not exactly what you expected. Who is it? Oh! That guy! It was a young man. Had to be close to your own age. He's just fully in an eclectic black, white, and gray outfit. Even his side-swooping hair matched the scheme. Hey! Wait, is that the guy from the thing? From the soiree? Maybe? Maybe not. Let's find out. The only other pop of color was from something that couldn't easily be fashioned into submission. A pair of dark brown eyes, which you caught when he looked over at his audience. Hello, folks. Who might you be? We're the neighbors. The smile already prominent on his face curled further. It was cocky. You didn't get the impression it meant something adverse. Hallelujah. Hallelujah? Huh. You're interesting fellow. You and Cove shared a familiar look with one another, bewildered even further. The color-coordinated man lifted there. However, with a firm click, he shut the door of his ride. Then he turned his back to you and to retrieve a large, unsurprisingly black suitcase out of the trunk. Continuing on with his own business, he strolled forward and lightly tapped the driver's side window with his knuckles, asking for them to roll it down. When it opened, he leaned down and rested his arm on the edge. You assumed he was thanking the driver for getting him there, considering slipped them a tip during the brief chat. They shook hands, then he pushed himself up and away from the taxi, both arms giving the driver room to leave. Taxi pulled away, rolling carefully down the road and out of sight around the corner. The new renter had officially arrived. I mean, cool? Seems like a super cool guy. Oh. He left his suitcase on the ground, out of the way of the street, and sauntered over your way with the confidence of someone who had been invited to join. Okay. I mean, yeah. We were technically waiting for you, so sure, come on over. Cove finally stood up to greet this person. You followed suit.
Excellent.
I'm back. Oh, don't say it like that. I don't like how you speak, sir. I'm Baxter Ward. Excellent to meet you, neighbors. Oh god, that is how he sounds, isn't it? He was standing on the side he was approaching from. When Baxter got close enough, he offered his hand to you first. You shook it. Sure. Baxter gripped your hand firmly to give a satisfying shake. Hi, Baxter. I'm 22. Hi, 22. I'm quite keen on getting to know you better this summer. We could be good friends. I don't even like the way I said that. From your other side, Cove made a sarcastically amused scoff. Oh, no. And you are? He lifted his hand out to Cove next. Cove shook his hand, still eyeing Baxter carefully. I'm Cove. Baxter's whole demeanor lit up for unknown reasons. His eyes shone as he studied Cove a moment.
Really?
His voice in my ears. I hate it. Now wait, is that a nickname or your real name? It's just my name. Cove spoke mildly, having given that explanation many times in the past, but it clearly charmed Baxter all the same. Tossed his head to one side with a laugh. Your parents knew exactly what they were doing. Can't imagine a more fitting name for the face I'm seeing. Cove. That's gorgeous. Both the fact that he would actually talk like that and just what he's saying is bothering me so much. It's really not. No, I agree. It suits you. Hey, only I can fluster him. It's a lot considering you're talking to a stranger, Baxter. No, I agree. It suits you. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Okay, alright. No, I agree. It suits him. It does suit him.
Bad.
Oh, God. Please stop talking like that. Nice to see someone else knows. The impact might have faded for you, living with it this long. But I promise to the onlooker, it's a knockout. What the fuck are you talking about, sir? Cove couldn't face either of you after that. His cheeks were quickly turning bright red with embarrassment. You noticed that Baxter looked apologetic over Cove's increased discomfort. I'm sorry. It wasn't intended to mean more than it did. I like your name, but you don't have to mind that. I'm patiently against stepping on anyone's toes. I'm patently against stepping on anyone's toes. He chuckled to himself. Seemed like there was some extra meaning hidden there in his words. And you noticed that Cove raised an eyebrow, picking up on that too. Baxter stood up straighter, striking a slight pose with the position of his feet. He began to speak, but suddenly stopped and closed his mouth. He became absorbed in his own thoughts, tapping a finger on the side of his chin as he stared at you. Shot Cove a confused glance. He shrugged in response. After a few moments, Baxter had that same smile curl from before. He removed the finger from his face and used it to point directly at you. We've met before. I knew it! I knew it was you!
What?
What? When? Baxter continued to smile widely. His head tilted slightly to the side as he studied your visage. It's embarrassing, but I haven't remembered that part yet. He laughed cordially, while Cove stared at him in disbelief. Baxter chuckled further, mirth growing at what must have been a very amusing situation in his mind. I'm getting there. Don't tell me. I know you want to, but do not. It'll come to me. He continued looking up and down, hand back over his chin while he racked his brain for answers. And then, recognition appeared in his eyes. With a snap of his fingers, he announced his revelation as though he had forgotten his own birthday. The Cypress. At the summer soiree, of course. Turning away from you, Baxter began rambling to himself about the details. That had to have been before any regionals. So, at the time I was about 14 years old. Dude, why are you just monologuing to yourself right now? He just met us and now he's just monologuing. Okay. That makes it 5 years ago from now, right? Cole's mouth fell open. Are you kidding me? Is he serious? Did you really meet this guy at that country club party 5 years ago? But if it helps, you were with another person when we spoke. Green eyes, short hair, short generally. The cute bow tie, I believe. Oh, so you and Derek. Derek, that was his name. You don't remember him at all? Yeah, I think I did. You were shocked, but yes, you did meet him once at the Cypress. Oh yeah, I totally did. Took his explanation to get it, but that memory of the guy you and Derek chatted with was coming back to you. Cole's eyes started between you and Baxter again. The instigator of this discussion lightly gestured with his hands in response. It's good not to forget the face. Cove, remember when I told you that crazy story about Derek and I accidentally crashing another group's party one time? Yeah? That's what he's talking about. You really helped us out back then, Baxter. It's unbelievable that we're meeting again. Did you succeed in sneaking into a soiree? I did. Thank you for asking. Alright, Umi. I will catch you later. Have a good day. Bye. Huh? Why were you there? You see, my parents are members of the Cypress. I happened to be in that particular location for an event related to my dance circuit. That was the chosen venue because they already had experience with the business in other branches.
To be honest.
Oh, God, I hate his voice in my ears. Funnily enough, the entire reason they joined was for the connections they could make with other members there. Looks like that perk has finally hit for me too. Originally, I thought it was only any good since I could occasionally dance there. Baxter suddenly stopped and stood up straighter. He grinned. Dance. Oh yes. That's what I was going to say. I'm a ballroom dancer. Hence the phrasing earlier. Oh, I didn't know much about dancing. That's pretty cool. It's not hard once you get the basics down. Cove didn't look convinced at all. Baxter took that as a cue to keep talking. Well. He grinned in a way that was rapidly becoming familiar to you. If either of you are ever looking for a partner, I'm available. Why isn't he immediately hitting on us? Both of us at the same time. Cove frowned at the overt forwardness. Thanks? I'll pass, I think. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I'd just rather not. Baxter nodded understandingly and let the subject go. After that, there was a lull in the conversation. Cove attempted to fill it.
So...
What made you decide on Sunset Bird? Oh, yes. Well, my parents rented a condo. I had a place to stay while I'm off for a semester from college, not living in the dorms. There was a playful glint in Baxter's eyes as he continued.
Honestly.
Ideally, they wanted to send me somewhere that wasn't too exciting. But lucky for me, they picked the wrong street, considering the two of you live here. Cove was practically reeling over how Baxter found a way to fit comments like that into every single topic thus far. Yeah, dude. It's fucking thirsty. Please stop. Please just stop. Why do you keep doing that? You don't know us, but you talk like you already do. Mannix here. Hey ya. Welcome in. How you been? Happy to see you. You have come near the end of this. Hopefully, I have no idea how much longer this is going on. You did come into an interesting part. This dude just showed up. He just moved here. And now he's just like flirting with everyone so hard. I'm just like, okay. Can we chill? Straight up asked to be our dance partner. Cove spoke, firm, yet genuinely confused. Baxter smiled cautiously. I don't feel the need to keep words of praise to myself. When I say something, I mean it.
See?
Plus, what's the point of spending my off semester alone? Best part of being somewhere new is getting to interact with new people. Good for you? Interact? Do you mean flirt? Do you mean what flirt with everything that walks? Am I honestly the first person who's acknowledged you're attractive and intriguing people? True, you're hidden away in a tiny tourist trap, but still. Grab spray bottle, please! Please spray him! No! Down! Bad! Cut that out! Baxter crosses his arms. After stunning your faces for a few more seconds, you decide to continue. I am only trying to score a hookup or get a romantic fling started by saying those things? No. That isn't the point of speaking well for others. I was raised better than that. Are you sure? You don't sound like it. Though, would I be fussed if that's what my words led to? Also no. Okay, so you're just down for anything. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I am flexible. Not a surprise. I can back off with the lines if you don't like the attention. But I would like to be friends if we can. What kind of friends do you want to be? I don't know. It makes me a little uncomfortable. Cove wasn't sure how to respond. He glanced at you and continued to look at your face when he spoke. A contortionist? He is a ballet dancer. So, I mean, yeah, he is flexible. Thanks for answering. I don't think I'm interested in that. Maybe not the friend thing, but the other part. It doesn't bother me. I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that with me. Finding it entertaining? No, I don't. You probably annoy a lot of people. I appreciate it if you didn't do that. Please stop. Please stop your wording, sir. I'll keep it in check. Glad we're working things out. Shifting his weight to his other foot, Baxter tried to move forward. Oh, God. His voice in my ears, it's... gives me the wrong kind of chills. So, since you were both already out here, my arrival interrupt anything? Definitely not. No, we were just waiting for you, actually. You smiled and silently agreed. You laughed in a conspiratorial way. Told Baxter that you were both waiting to see who was going to move in. That condo hasn't had a new renter in my entire life. You had to see who was moving in now. Baxter laughed at that, immensely pleased with your response. I'm getting a reputation in this town already. Not bad. Well, if either of you are free, I'd be thrilled to hang out this summer. We can save the schedule talk for later. I should get my things inside. He gave a small nod, the head, and flashed you both a dazzling smile. Oh, finally! I could stop doing that.
Goodbye.
Goodbye for today. Bye! Please, I hope we don't get to see that much of you. Cove gave a small wave as well. Bye, Baxter. See ya. Thank you for not flirting with us anymore. Baxter then turned on his heels and strolled back to his suitcase, picking it up and bringing it into his condo. You and Cove were silent as Baxter unlocked the door and disappeared inside the house. With him completely out of the scene, Cove let a long breath.
Well...
Phew. I don't know how I'm going to explain that guy to my dad. I don't know. I don't know how you explain him to anybody. Hi. So the new neighbor just came up and immediately started flirting with us. I heard that goodbye like the AOL. Goodbye. Oh, no, wait. Goodbye. AOL. Goodbye. Oh my god. That's so old. I'm amazed I was able to pull that out of my memory banks. He burst into a fit of laughter, trying to imagine the conversation. At least the job is done. We saw the new neighbor, and now we can go meet up with Terry and Miranda. Yeah, we should get going. Gave Baxter's condo one last glance over your shoulder. You're not interested in you. I'm not sure how to feel. I don't like him flirting with me, but I'll say he gave off a bad first impression. I don't know if I dislike him, but he came off very strong. You actually experienced it firsthand, but you were finding the last several minutes of your life hard to believe. Couldn't imagine what this summer was going to be like with Baxter here. You weren't sure how much you wanted to actually see him again. You're turning your attention back to Cove. Pushed all the thoughts of Baxter aside. Both started making your way towards town. A little while later, you and Cove reached the main street in town. All of a sudden, you stop walking. What's wrong? I think I heard my phone. Dug into your cell phone out and looked at it with a satisfied grin. It was a new message. Before you could read it, you were distracted by a small amused noise from Cove. His head was slightly tilted to the sides, and he carefully looked at your old keychain. I can't believe you still have that. Manic, you've missed so much. You've gone through our entire childhood in this game. We are now adults. We are officially adults. You missed so many times. The keychain. Cove gave us the keychain when we were kids. Wait, when we were kids? When we were teens? When we were kids. We've had it for a while. Of course I do. I love it. Yeah. You mean it? The intensity of your words had Cove blushing and looking away from you. For a moment, you were both at a loss for more words. You were sucked into remembering the day he bought it for you. Cove was the one who spoke up again.
It's nice.
I'm actually glad you like it. He looked back at you with a playful grin. Especially since it cost me a whole $6. That's like $30 in kid money. His matter-of-fact tone had you laughing deep. It took several moments to compose yourself enough to speak. You didn't realize it was the going rate. It was then. Probably be more now. Were you trying to say that you were a big spender? In kid money, yes. I was definitely a high roller, remember? Yeah. Dad would give you $10 to pay for both of us. They grow up so fast. I know, right? We grow up so fast. It seems like yesterday that we were just teenagers. Even though that was a whole 10 minutes ago. Actually, no, it's been more than 10 minutes. It's been like 30 minutes since we were teens. That you had both bursting into fits. Smiling, you focus on the task at hand. Manic's crying. Because we're growing up. Our boys are growing up, Manic. You opened the new text from Miranda, and all you saw was, I can see you. Immediately from where you stood, started swiveling your head around. Couldn't spot Miranda anywhere. She did send you more messages. Viewings. I see you looking. Where are you? Gotta tell me where you are? Are we playing hide and seek? Where are you? Come on. Really, Randy? Randy? Really, Randy? Who the hell is Randy? Oh! This is... We're supposed to... Okay. Really, Randy? Really, Randy? Who's Randy? I don't know what's happening. Yes. The message was sent, and you were back to looking around, scanning for any sign of movement in the familiar faces. But they were still invisible. Cove looked at you carefully, raising an eyebrow. Miranda, come on out! Sighed at the ridiculousness. Miranda! Just yelling in the middle of the street. Cove jumped a bit with your sudden outburst. He raised an eyebrow and looked at you carefully. What's happening? Or you could even begin explaining anything to Cove. Both snapped your attention, yelling from across the street. There you saw Miranda and Terry coming out from behind the backside wall of the grocery store. Both started waving widely to draw even more attention to themselves. Cove took a step in their direction, grinning, put his hands around his mouth to better project his message across the street. Hey! Laughing and arm in arm, girls stopped only to look both ways and then rush across the empty street.
Hi.
Hi! Hope you weren't waiting too long.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddies! Ooh! Okay, Terry's cool. Terry's very tall. Almost as tall as Cove. Damn. Hi. That joke was not funny. It was very funny. I'm amazed. How did you appear out of nowhere like that? They're magicians! They started giggling again. Terry glanced at Miranda, wondering what their story should be.
Ooh.
It was magic. I knew it. You are magicians. Gesturing in a vaguely whimsical manner, Terry went along with the decision. The magicians never reveal their secrets. Ooh. That's fair. Terry then closed the distance. No! They're Batman! We're Batmen! Terry then closed the distance between her and Cove and crushed him in a painfully tight hug. You're finally here. It's been so long. What took you? He did his best to eke out a reply with his chest being compressed.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, Batman! Eventually, she let him go. Terry looked at him with a beaming smile, but Cove was distracted, rubbing his arms. Standing there, Miranda shifted her weight onto the other hip, pressed Cove patiently with a bashful smile. Welcome back. Thanks. It finally felt official. Everyone was together in one place. From here, you weren't sure how often you would have another afternoon like this again. They didn't either.
So?
Cove. Terry poked Cove square in the chest. You're gonna have to get me your schedule by this time yesterday.
No way.
Not really possible, Terry, but I can say as soon as I know. So for work, hasn't said anything, but I can tell you I'm busy with Orca activities. Orca? What do you mean Orca? The hell is that? Cove wasn't at his part-time job or pursuing his academic interests. He volunteered for the Ocean Restoration California affiliation. Orca. Oh. Of course he would. This man freaking loves the beach. He loves the ocean. The group focused on cleaning up beaches and removing pollution from the ocean. Cove always loved the sea. Didn't surprise you one bit when he started getting involved with them. It was Kozak. He joined Orca too after learning of it. It was Cove's activity. That sounds like a him thing. Sounds like a very him thing. The big smash event for the year is coming up right up, isn't it? Yeah. It's not much more to do before then. I'm kind of looking forward to the fundraising push. He nodded, wondering how the event would turn out this year. I know you can do it, and even if it goes really bad, I'll still look good on a college application at least. That's true. Alright. I hate to leave it in the middle of a scene, but it's getting late and I have to get to work. But, Manic, thanks for dropping by. It's good to see you. I hope you had fun. I hope you had fun watching us grow up so fast. Watching us grow up immediately. Alright. I will catch you later. You have a great day. And if anyone's still there, I hope you guys have a good day too. Goodbye.